From the rugged coast of Maine, this is the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
Well, good morning and thank you for joining us, everyone. We're very excited to be here on the right here in the harbor in Stonington today. Beth Jones joining me. I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for tuning in today.
Hello, everybody.
We're getting ready for the Stonington Lobster Boat Races.
We are, and I have to tell you, if you're going to put in an extra day of work during the week,
not bad, huh?
I don't really think it gets any better than this.
Yeah.
It is so gorgeous here. We could occupy ourselves just looking out at the water and the boat's not doing anything.
Well, I've been doing that for the last half hour, just looking out at the pretty scenery and everything like that.
Absolutely.
But we do have some serious business out there.
We have some very serious business to attend to today. Folks are going to be racing bow to bow for points, cash prizes, but most importantly, and we all know it's the most important thing, bragging rights. Yes, absolutely.
They have different classes throughout the day of the different lobster boat races, kind of like in stock car racing, really.
Sure.
And they do get prizes, but most of all, they can brag the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
Like, I beat you, Skippy.
Right.
So
there'll be some
pretty
probably
neat.
Low-key throwdowns following this out on the water as well.
One of the neat things about this is just all the tradition. If you look out here, you can see the different boats all lined up here, and people, they put up their tents, they drag their barbecues out to the boats, and they get their friends and family, and they turn it into
Down East tailgating here.
This is Down East tailgating. That's a good way to put
man.
it. But they get out there and they just have a great time making some memories with their friends and family, and watch as the races go by. And boy, you couldn't ask for better weather for it either.
And we get to bring it to you. We get to show you this wonderful tradition that's been around really since the 30s on some level. It's evolved over time. Now you're talking about, I think it's 11 races total on the summer circuit for lobster boat races alone. So when we say this is serious business, we aren't kidding.
It is serious. And there's big money in this, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people put a lot of money into their boats. Over the next couple of hours, we'll be learning more about what goes into this and the different classes and that sort of thing. The engines are fired up. They've already had a couple of races out there. In fact, out there right now, you can see some of the skiffs going down there.
Yep.
They start off early with some of the smaller skiff races, and then they work their way up to these big Mac Daddy lobster boats.
That you said you were hearing engines firing up at what, 4 o'clock this morning?
Usually around 4 o'clock in the morning, you can hear this harbor coming alive. They're not working today, not pulling lobsters anyway. Today it's all about the races here in Stonington. And the lobster boat races pretty much start right now.
And look at them go. Some of them getting up to, 60 miles an hour?
They can.
We're told some of the bigger engines can haul that fast? Yeah.
All right, where are we here?
So we do have you covered for today's races. Like we said, there were some earlier races, but we're going to be bringing you the bulk of the action, I would say. And we have our eye in the sky. We have some wonderful drone shots so people can really get a full sense of this wonderful scenery that we're enjoying. We also have our eyes on a boat.
That's
our
right.
Janessa Bishop is actually out on the water.
She's got the great job today, I think.
She does.
Janessa's out there. Captain Paula is bringing her around today. We'll be meeting Captain Paula today too.
Yes.
But they're going to go around and just see what the mood is with people out on the boats. Are we going to throw it to Janessa?
Why don't we throw it to Janessa and get a look out on the water? Janessa.
Good morning.
Hello.
All right, thank you, Craig and Beth. Well, we are currently out here in the Stonington Harbor aboard the Extra Credit. Captain Paula is the captain of this boat, and I think some people on land might be a little jealous of us, actually, because she put us in a prime position to see these lobster boat races go by. We've already seen quite a few make their runs, and it's really impressive. So we're going to have a good time out here bringing you all the coverage of this whole broadcast. Craig and Beth, back to you guys.
So far, yes, none of the boats have come over here to get the prize. We don't know who anybody but number one was. Street guy. Other than that, we don't know who they are. First guy is number 2.
All right, thank you very much, Janessa. Hopefully you're wearing your sunblock today. I did bring a big bottle of it, by the way, if anybody needs it.
We are fortunate to be under a bit of
shade.
Yes,
the sun is harsh down there today.
Super helpful.
Though. This place is pretty special to me, too. I don't know if you know this, but like 4 generations of my family have lived here in Stonington.
I am aware.
My
you have
parents
strong
live up
ties
on the
to
hill.
the area.
So I've been coming here since I was a little kid, so this is...
Well, and I have to ask, so like this tradition, because, I've been in the state of Maine for 15 years.
Right.
but technically I'm from away. And so I did not grow up with this phenomenon around me. And so what's it like for this to just be, oh yeah, you know, it's the summer, but it's just the boat
summer.
races.
We know when the summer comes, this is part of it. You know, we get through 4th of July and all the festivals down here, then you know the Stonington boat race is here. I got to ride one year in it with my buddy George Haggerty.
Okay.
His nickname is Pee Wee. He's a local lobsterman, and he took me out there, and it's different when you're out there in the actual race.
I bet.
When they line up and those big engines get going, and you know, it's a pretty neat experience.
You got to be feeling the adrenaline, even if you're just along for the
do.
ride. I bet you get pretty revved up as well.
I'm just the spectator, but I'm cheering them on, and you know, it's a good time. And I know some of these people out here.
Sure.
It's kind of neat to see them do their thing. The neat thing about this is they're coming from all over the coast, up and down the coast, and you know, they put their differences aside a little bit. There is some competition. I mean, they mean it, but it's friendly competition, and everybody wants people to do well. I think we did a little story on the town of Stonington too. It's just a beautiful fishing community here, a working fishing community.
Our Jody Hersey has a nice little story on the town of Fishington. Let's go to that. Town of Fishington. I said Fishington.
Close enough.
Stonington.
Close enough.
They probably call it Fishington.
Maybe we'll chase
sometimes.
the name. Fishington works.
Fishington does work.
Life in Stonington, Maine can be idyllic. Some would even say magical.
And there's a really special magic to Stonington, and I think people aren't always aware of all the components of that magic.
Just over 1,000 residents live in Stonington, including Gail Stinson and her daughter Abby.
I'm born and raised here. I never left. I don't want to leave. I don't know. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
5 years ago, the Stinsons opened Stonecutter's Kitchen, a year-round restaurant right on the waterfront.
From a young age, like 3 years old, she had her lemonade stand. She always wanted to have a little cafe.
I wanted to open up a cafe, like she said, and I've always wanted to do something like that. Serve people. I always like the fast pace. I like the meeting people from different places. Like, I've met so many people, and everybody has a different story.
This coastal community sees a large influx of visitors every summer, which is good for business. But the Stinsons knew they wanted the restaurant to be a special place for locals as well.
We've been trying to do a lot of things to bring community together. We've been doing a lot of events.
The trivia, the cribbage, the bingo, the karaoke. We do live bands. We've incorporated a lot of stuff from other places to make people come.
Economic and Community Development Director Linda Nelson said the working waterfront is what drew her to this area.
It is an extremely busy place. The fishermen go to work at 3:30, 4 in the morning. The whole harbor starts up then. People work 12-hour days, 15-hour days. It's a working community, and that's actually what attracted me. I grew up in a working waterfront community down in Connecticut.
Nelson said the town has 350 licensed fishing boats that operate out of Stonington Harbor. She is currently working to help preserve a lot of the historic charm and breathtaking views that exist in this neighborhood.
So we're working right now with the Maine Historic Preservation Commission because a group of these buildings, 24 of them to be exact, are eligible for a National Historic District. And the reason they are is because they were all built in the same period between 1870 and 1930, and that was the boom of the granite industry here in Stonington.
One of the town's well-known landmarks is its historic Opera House.
So the Opera House is the structure itself that we're seeing today was built in 1912 and is the only one of that architectural style in the region. We have 246 seats in our theater, and they are the original seats from the 40s.
Professional actors travel here to perform year after year.
I think every town would like to have an opera house, and especially in a rural space like this that offers a robust year-round programming. That includes live theater, it includes music, movies. There's always something happening at the opera house.
Whether you're a lifelong Mainer, a vacationer, or a visitor passing through, locals say there is no other place quite like Stonington.
Certainly this is the place to get the best fresh lobster in the region. And that the pace here is slower than you might find otherwise, but we like to take the time to stop and take in the beauty of this town that we live in.
In Stonington, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
If you look out there right now, we do have a race underway. I'm not exactly sure which class this one. Maybe we can look into this for just a second and watch as the boats head up the Deer Isle thoroughfare there, splashing away as they go. That's the exciting part. You see the white water splashing from the sides.
You know they're booking at this point. You can see it in the wake, in the manner of the wake. Yeah,
some of these guys have pretty powerful engines too.
Yeah.
They started off this morning with the Class A skiffs. Those are like 16 feet and under, with an outboard of 30 horsepower or less, and then they work their way up as they go along with the more powerful engines. Let's just listen in for a second here.
Coming.
About halfway down the course. I believe the course is about a mile long, or maybe exactly long, and it depends on which race you go to. They have different lengths of courses, but here in Stonington, it's a mile long.
It's a mile long.
Boy, he's carting right along there, Beth.
They sure are. Yeah. That first and second, I don't know. That could be a dicey one depending on what happens in the second half. Love it.
Pretty fast boats for small skiffs out here.
Yeah, I should say. Yeah, they're not very big at all. Yeah. But they were hauling. You can definitely see. I always hone in on the wake because of my days as a rower.
Right.
You always kept an eye out on the boats that were passing you, even in a distance, because you knew if the wake hit you too hard, it could flip your shell.
Right.
And so we always used to lock in on the wake, and so you can tell a lot by what's happening just by the wake.
You know, I'll tell you, it's interesting. I was mentioning earlier how I went in one of these races before, and you get those lobster boats neck and neck out there, and the waves and the wake that comes off them, they can throw you around too. It gets a little dicey out there.
Oh, for sure.
So you have to really be good about what you're doing there. All right, that one's all wrapped up, but I believe we're going to send things back to Janessa.
Awesome.
She's been down there in the harbor with Captain Paula, who's been kind of showing us around today. So we're going to send things down to Janessa to see what's going on down there.
Hey there.
All right, thanks, Craig. Well, as I said earlier, we're here aboard Extra Credit with Captain Paula here today, and we're going to get a little preview of what she does out here with her lobster boat tours, and it seems like a lot of fun. But before we get into that, Paula, what are you super excited about for today?
Well, today is an opportunity for the lobstermen who work very, very hard to come and play, basically, and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
And race and win prizes.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great time out here. You did put us in the perfect spot, I might add, to see all these races. But before we do that, our Doug Banks did cover a feature story on Captain Paula. We're going to take a look at that right now.
To take a step inside a lobster boat is to take a step outside the familiar, but it leads to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and a lifelong memory, which is exactly the goal of Captain Paula.
It's such a beautiful area, and I really want them to understand what Maine is all about.
And what better way to figure that out than spending over an hour aboard a lobster boat, traversing through Stonington Harbor.
I'm going to give them an opportunity to experience something that they're never going to experience again.
That opportunity is provided by Paula Maxim, who before becoming the operator of Captain Paula's lobster boat tours, grew up on a Central Maine potato farm and spent 32 years as a teacher at Bangor's Cowan School.
I love being on the water.
So much so that 10 years ago, she got her captain's license through the U.S. Coast Guard.
And then that allowed me to have the license to take tours.
Then, in 2019, she retired as a teacher in a school and became a full-time teacher of Stonington in the lobster industry.
And those were built by the stonemasons.
Aboard her new classroom in Eastern 24, named Extra Credit.
And that's because as a school teacher, I never gave extra credit. But personally, I gave myself extra credit.
She leaves the town's public landing, where a couple eager guests learn a thing or two about a town.
This little small place.
Home to the largest catch of lobster in Maine.
We talk about the history of Stonington and the stonemasons and the architecture. We also talk about the different lobster buyers and how each lobster buyer is unique and how they pay.
She'll also show guests a thing or two, including the Mark Island Lighthouse and a colony of seals.
Those seals are a lot bigger than I thought they were. It was great. Paula had binoculars for us so we could see them.
But you don't need binoculars to see Captain Paula haul in 3 of her own lobster traps.
We got a lobster, we got some rock crabs, some regular crabs.
Alongside a free seafood dinner, they also got a free appreciation for one of Maine's cornerstone industries.
People go to the grocery store and pick up a lobster. I don't think they think about what it took to get it there. Unless you go out there, you don't have an appreciation for what they do here.
Lobstermen that's a tough breed, no doubt about it.
From June through September, people all over, from down the road to landlocked states, can still catch Captain Paula teaching wide-eyed students, just now from a classroom with a better view.
I thought the tour was wonderful, and the captain, she's a lovely person, and very interesting that she spent so many years teaching school and got into the lobster business. I thought that was tremendous, and we learned a lot today.
This is a working waterfront. This is their livelihood. So to see what all goes into it is fabulous.
We're small, local, little communities that have a big impact here on the state of Maine.
In Stonington, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I want to say thank you to Captain Paula for hauling us around here today. She's a friend, and when we called her, she said, no problem.
Yeah.
We'll get you out there. What a neat little thing she's doing, educating people and showing them how the lobster industry works.
Well, and I love the idea of bringing this to people who might not make it to this area, who either knew it, these races happened, but couldn't get here or never knew about them, and we get to show people this amazing, iconic event that is so much a part of the fabric of this community, communities up and down the coast, and how important are our coastal communities to the state of Maine.
Nothing gets more Maine than this.
Yeah.
You know, if you ask me. We also want to thank our friends at Greenhead Lobster, too, because they're allowing us to use their facilities today. We really couldn't do it without members of the community.
Having this wonderful vantage
But
point.
they were psyched. They're like, yeah, you're going to televise it? Come on down.
Yeah.
And, it's really great.
They want to share, and we love helping them do it. Yeah.
I think they have a few more races going on right now.
Do.
They have one that just finished, and I think they only had one entry for those races. So whoever was in them it was a pretty easy win for them.
Good on you.
Which is pretty good. And so maybe we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll just rejoin the races here in Stonington.
In Stonington. Stay with us.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 U.S. Highway 1. Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
At Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at EatonPaving.com.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here, and our red tag furniture and mattress clearance sales going on now. We have a special purchase of overstocked flex steel sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners at least half off list. Famous Maker, queen size, showroom sample mattresses half off list. The largest selection of recliners and lift chairs in the Bangor area, with lift chairs starting at $7.99. Extreme values like this won't last long, so come check us out today. And thank you for supporting a Maine family-owned company. Be comfortable, my friends.
Summer is here. The grill's fired up and friends are coming over. The kids are running through the backyard and your home should open right up to it. At Renault by Anderson of Greater Maine, we install premium windows and doors that make summer living effortless. Let's bring to life the space you've always wanted for entertaining. From your free consultation to installation, we handle it all so you can kick back in the backyard and watch your dreams come true. Take advantage of our special summer savings and explore our flexible financing options. Renault by Anderson of Greater Maine. Superior products, exceptional service.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 U.S. Highway 1.
You're watching coverage of the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
live at the Stonington Lobster Boat Races. So we have a couple races set to come down shortly, I believe. So we're waiting for those to gear up and line up and get revving. We know that we have a couple gasoline engine boats coming down, a couple races of those, but we also have wooden boats coming down too, which is going to be interesting too. Let's see, do they ride a little differently? How does that all work?
They're going from the simple all the way up to, highly designed pieces of machinery.
Right.
Some of these guys treat their boats just like stock cars.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a little bit of everything out here today.
Yeah.
I think they are lining up one boat out there to get ready to go. We touched on it a little bit ago about the size of the course, and I think we have an interview with somebody that talks about the size of the course.
Jeff Eaton, who's an organizer.
They usually line up down there by the old sardine factory, and then it takes a while to get down here by Greenhead Lobster where the finish line is.
Yeah.
So let's hear what they had to say about the size of the course. It's kind of interesting because they're all different depending on where you go.
Absolutely.
Our race course in Stonington is just shy of a mile. It's about 7 to 8 tenths of a mile. There's a couple of courses that are shorter. There's a few that are longer.
No, that's what. We're back, live TV for you here.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, we're getting into a race 11 now. This is the wooden boat race,
Okay.
any up to 36 feet and over. And the Christy Michelle and John Williams, and also the Windwalker with Milton Allen behind the wheel today.
Okay.
So we're going to, I guess they'll have a couple of boats out there. I can't see them because they're so far
They're
away.
way down, yeah, for sure.
But they're lining up here, and eventually they'll get the go-ahead.
Okay.
It takes a lot of people to put on one of these things too. The lobster boat race folks have been organizing this for a long time. They've got numerous races throughout the season, which takes a while to put it all together. But you've got the members of the Maine Marine Patrol are out here today going around making sure everybody's safe, and the U.S. Coast Guard is usually here as well doing their thing.
This got to be an interesting day for them too when you think about it.
It is. They want to keep everybody safe, and usually you don't have any problems like that out here either.
Folks are out here to have a good time.
They're having a good time, Part of me wishes I was on one of those boats out there because I can smell the barbecue coming off the back of these boats. Everybody's out there cooking out and having hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff.
You'd be out there eating. We'd toss to you and you'd have a face full of barbecue.
That sounds perfect.
That sounds great. Why not?
That sounds like something I would do.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we have a race coming down. Let's head out to it.
Let's listen in on this one. Once we get past this one, this will big boys out here.
All right. It looks like there's a toss to Janessa. Are we tossing to her with
All right, I guess we're on now.
Yep.
We're waiting for, I think they're switching over to the diesel class now. You can tell the difference once you hear the sound across the water.
Yeah, there is an audible difference for sure when the diesels kick over.
They'll be lining up out there, and then we'll cover that one in a second. Okay. I was just mentioning, when I think of these lobster boat races, I think about a guy named Andy Gove, who was a lobsterman here for many years.
Okay.
He passed away just a few years ago. I think it was 2020. If you look over there at that little house, that little pale green house over there, that's where he had his shop.
Okay.
And he was a Maine lobsterman. He started when he was just 7 years old. And he
As is so often the case.
He fished for more than 80 years. He was at 90 years old. He was still doing it.
Yeah.
And these races were huge for him. He won a lot of years.
Yeah.
He drove a boat called Uncle's UFO, and I was talking to my dad about it last night, and he rode in one of the races with him one time, and he had like a 1,000 horsepower Caterpillar engine in his boat. That's the kind they put on those big Mac Daddy digging machines and everything. With a couple of turbos on it, and that thing, when that would open up, you would know it.
Yeah.
And for many years, he was the guy to beat all up and down the coast throughout Maine.
He had years of bragging rights.
Years of
stacked
bragging
up.
rights, and this little old guy.
Yeah.
But he was the guy to go on.
Yeah.
So he was
He
pretty
was sort
good
of
at
the
this stuff.
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still think about Andy Gove every year when these things happen, and his wife Rose as well. So.
One of the things that to me makes the lobster industry so iconic is the fact that it is a frequent occurrence. Almost an overall occurrence that you have generations upon generations upon generations who are coming into boats or buying their own and taking up this industry and taking up this trade and this tradition.
Yep.
We've both spoken to people up and down the coast, including in this community, about the lobster industry, and it's not uncommon for someone to say, I'm a 5th generation lobsterman, I'm a 6th generation lobsterman. It's something that gets handed down and handed down and handed down, and when you look out at days like today, boy, you can see why.
Yeah. And they start young. They start them in the shops young, and they know that eventually they can hopefully take over the reins too and get their boats, and it's pretty a neat thing. Stonington, by the way, is the busiest lobster producer in the entire country. Pretty good. I had some facts I wrote down somewhere, and of course I can't find them now.
It is though. That's
so
definitely something that I've heard as well.
Yeah.
It's the largest sort of fishing harbor,
right,
if you will,
right. Yep.
on the Maine coast, and so you can imagine how many families here. Well, we know a few years ago when they had a rally here, when there were new regulations being proposed, and you saw all of the generations coming down and talking about this. And did your facts just go that way?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Okay.
Thank you. Zachary came through for me one more time.
Indeed, we love our production staff is amazing. We want to give them a shout out, by the way, because this event, or the event, would be happening, but we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without all of our production staff, both here and in Bangor. And so, guys, thank you so much.
So true.
Yeah.
I found my facts.
You found your facts.
Last year in Maine, they harvested 78.8 million pounds of lobster.
Here in Stonington.
In Maine in general.
In Maine in general, okay.
And Stonington had 49 million of that. It was a big part of it. It was worth $461 million to the state's economy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was like a 10% drop. You mentioned the regulations and other things that they've been dealing with.
Right.
Everything is getting harder for fishermen. They have to pay more for bait, for fuel, all those kind of things.
All the changes they had to make to their rope too. When you think about,
the floating rope to protect whales and
the weighted. I mean, they were using weighted end lines anyway, but then to have to draw all your lines up and then put in those plastic breakaway points to make the line more easily breakable if there was an entanglement. I mean, I remember speaking to one lobsterman in Bass Harbor who said he had hundreds of miles of end line, and he had to go through all of it and put those plastic rings in as part of the new regulations that were put into effect.
Right.
Many of them were paused, we know. But to think about that and the work that required of all of these individuals to continue in this industry, and so there's significant cost anyway. But then when you think about the cost increases, all the changes they had to make, the new paint markings they had to do, because there were changes there as well. And so this is not for the faint of heart in this industry.
No, they have to spend thousands of dollars before they even get on the water, you know? So it's going to be a big thing there. We have a little bit of history, too, about these races. Maine lobster boat races originated in the early 1900s as spontaneous challenges between wind-powered friendship sloops and informal tests of speed among lobstermen returning to port. The casual competitions evolved into formalized, organized events in 1964. I believe that's when they started having official lobster boat races. Pretty neat, though. You imagine the sloops doing this back in the day with sails and that sort of thing. So it's changed a lot.
There's obviously a rich maritime history, across multiple areas, multiple sectors here in the state of Maine. And we know that the Stonington lobster races, as their own microcosm of this greater circuit, kind of kicked off in the early 80s as well, and then quickly evolved there as well.
Right. It's picked up steam, and they're adding more and more all the time. And actually, the first race they held was in Jonesport.
Yep.
Way back when. in the 1920s and 30s, as fuel-driven and gasoline motors replaced sail power, the racing intensified. All right, let's listen in. We got a couple other racers going.
That was awesome. Yeah, that's a good one. I know. Now I understand why you want.
I kind of think of this as sort of the Maine equivalent of the drag racing that my dad did.
Yeah, same
in
kind
Philly
of thing.
with his GTO, engines roaring. There's something really invigorating about it. So
did you go and cheer him on when he was doing this thing?
Well, I wasn't a twinkle in his eye
Yeah.
yet. So.
Oh, okay. It was before
This was before my mom.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's
When
funny
he
how
was a
that
real
happens.
yeah.
All those dangerous things kind of come to an end once you get married and have kids and
Allegedly.
things like that.
Yeah.
So, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Evidence to the contrary out there.
I think that was race number 12,
Okay.
and that was the diesel Class A up to 235 horsepower.
And we can hear an official boat heading back.
Yeah. Boy, those diesels, you know when they're coming, right?
You sure do. My goodness.
Eventually, we'll move on to race number 13. I think they're going to start lining up for that one right now.
And it seems like everything coming up is the diesel class now.
Right, it's all diesel right now.
The roar of the engines will be unmistakable.
I think these are all work boats. These are all actually working lobster boats. They go out and they use them during the week to haul traps, and now they're playing.
Yeah.
They have others that really put some specialized gear on it, and they're made just for lobster racing.
Just for lobster racing.
Pretty neat there.
Again, another parallel.
Do we know if Janessa is ready? We don't know if Janessa is ready.
We don't know if Janessa's ready yet.
I'll tell you what, maybe while they're lining
It sounds
up,
like Janessa is ready.
Oh, she is ready.
So
okay.
we're going to send it out to Janessa right now.
Okay, Janessa, who are you talking to now?
Well, welcome back out to the water, everyone. I'm joined by a very familiar face in the lobstering community right now. This is Ginny Olson, and she's the director of Local 207, the Maine Lobster Union. Ginny, this is a big day for all of these participants and families. How has your day been so far out here on the water?
It is great. Today is quintessential what Stonington boat race is all about. We fish hard, we play hard, and you see families, friends, everyone together. It's a great time.
Absolutely. And that race that we just saw go by, you told me, you're like, wait, I have to go see this race first before we do the interview. What is it about that race that you like so much?
It's the roar of the engines, it's the fast boat, it's little girls for the wind. It's the best. It's just what Stonington's all about.
Absolutely. Well, Ginny, I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your day out here. This has been a blast for us so far. We're definitely going to go back out to our boat in just a little bit. But before we get going, her brother's boat, your brother's boat's actually named Family Traditions, correct?
Yes.
And that kind of begs the question for visitors who are coming here, how do people come up with the names for their boats? If you look out in the harbor, we can see ones like Nampy's Pride and La Bella Vita, so many other ones. And so we had to answer and ask that question for ourselves.
Sometimes it's foolishness. You know, a lot of us will laugh and joke, and, you know, somebody's got a nickname or whatever, they might put their nickname on the boat. Some, it would be their mom, they'd name it after their mom or their wife or their child, or sometimes it's the area you fish, it might be if you fish off to the eastward, some might call it the morning star, because you'll see the sun come up in the morning. And if you fish to the westward, it might be sundown, because you might not come home until sundown. You stay there all day.
Thank you very much, Janessa. We're waiting for another lobster boat race to get underway here in Stonington, so maybe we'll take a quick break and we'll come back with that.
I think that sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll be back after this.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
Some days start with busted belts and bruised knuckles. But out here, fixing things is just part of the ride. No matter what I'm doing, I have just the right tool close by. From the workshop to the ballpark, it's about making a difference where it counts. From fixing it right to living it fully. Coastal Auto Parts and Milwaukee Packout Systems help me get to the moments that matter most with the people that matter more.
Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
at Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here, and our red tag furniture and mattress clearance sales going on now. We have a special purchase of overstocked flex steel sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners at least half off list. Famous maker, queen size, showroom sample mattresses half off list. The largest selection of recliners and lift chairs in the Bangor area, with lift chairs starting at $7.99. Extreme values like this won't last long, so come check us out today. And thank you for supporting a Maine family-owned company. Be comfortable, my friends.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at EatonPaving.com.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
You're watching coverage of the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We are reporting live from Stonington Harbor today for the 2026 Stonington Lobster Boat Races.
Yes.
A great mood down here today. Beautiful weather. Couldn't ask for more.
Isn't it perfection? It is absolute perfection for today. I'm sure everybody out there is super happy. We're super happy about it for sure.
You know, the only thing that would make it better, maybe a lobster roll or something like that.
Can you eat and broadcast at
Sure,
the same time? Why
sure.
not? Okay, we're
You know.
suspending the don't talk with your mouth
Maybe
full
we'll
rule.
have to, well, we have commercials. I could whoop it down to the commercials. So.
I'll cover for you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Speaking of lobster, we are right in the place where they produce an awful lot of lobster.
We are. We're at Greenhead Lobster Company. They were gracious enough to host us today. We're at a perfect vantage point that we have. We're extremely grateful. And we do have a story from our Doug Banks about Greenhead Lobster Company and what they see in the future. So let's take a look at that.
Greenhead Lobster Company has been a fixture in Stonington for around 3 decades. Before this, however, its founder, Hugh Reynolds, started out like many do in Maine's lobster industry, on the stern of a boat.
I got into the lobster business in 1994 when I graduated from college. At that time, lobstering was really starting to take off around here in the Deer Isle, Stonington area, and I got a job on a stern of a lobster boat.
A few years later, recognizing the many facets and jobs involved in the lobster industry, he began working on the local wharf for a buyer, but he says the owner wasn't making ends meet.
8 weeks into my job, my paycheck stopped coming. As it turned out, he was owed the money to the old bookkeeper who had been here for 50 years for Connery's Wharf, who owned this point of land in Stonington, and he was actually willing to make a deal with me. So I stepped in his shoes as the primary creditor. He helped me, and we foreclosed in 6 months' time and moved out the guy that I was working for.
From there, his time owning the Stonington-based lobster supplier company began.
We're fortunate that a few fishermen trusted us enough to get started.
And business was good.
2011 to 2016, the catch here in Stonington just took off.
His company has shipped live lobster across several states, countries, and continents.
I'm sure we've shipped to 50 states, and I'm sure must be 40, 50 countries we've done over in the last 30 years.
Then around a decade ago, they began processing and exporting frozen lobster.
People are going to frozen value-added lobster. I'm like, maybe this is the future. We got to give the customer a quality lobster experience in a frozen form.
Reynolds attributes his company's continued relevance on their adaptability.
It's a natural resource business. I mean, what you did last year, that playbook's probably not going to work.
It's that attribute that allows them to prosper, which could be vital for what he says is on the lobster industry's horizon.
We're getting less people into it. Hopefully, people will get excited, or go out in the water and get excited about this industry. I mean, it's a great industry. So I'd just like to see more people give it a try.
For Greenhead Lobster Company and Maine's lobster industry is forever striking the balance between adapting and remaining grounded to the roots forged by the generations before them, who spent their days on the stern of a boat.
These guys go fishing, and we like to think of ourselves as the guys who get the stuff, get it to the market, turn the product into money, and do the best job we can to uphold the Maine lobster brand value. And that will always be our purpose. We just need to be adaptable and versatile to continue to do so.
In Stonington, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, thank you, Doug. Boy, I don't get tired of the scenery, do you?
No.
Just beautiful.
No,
here
not
today.
at all. I'll probably stay for a while after we're done, just
Well,
to
it's a good
stare
idea.
at. Yeah.
You know, the whole Stonington Town Pier over there, where the fishermen usually bring in their catch in the morning, and they sell their catch to lobster buyers.
Yeah.
It's been transformed. It's packed with all kinds of food trucks today, and people selling wares, and they're having their own little party over there on the town dock.
This has really evolved significantly from the humble, albeit adrenaline-fueled races of yesteryear, when folks were just kind of throwing down ad hoc.
It's turning into a real festival to now. So I think we're waiting for another race. It takes a little while to get them all lined up sometimes.
We've been seeing official boats go back and forth, so we know that they're getting something underway soon. So we're excited to see more racing here for sure.
Eventually it will happen. In the meantime, we were talking a little bit about the evolution.
Yes.
They all started in Jonesport in 1964. And then things started to change pretty quickly once you got up to the 70s with engines. They changed their engines and things.
And boat design, for what I
boat
understand,
design,
too. Yeah.
The 1970s and 80s brought significant engine technology growth. What started as simple work skiffs evolved into heavily modified boats, including high-tuned gasoline funny boats, they were called, and massive diesel engines capable of breaking 60 miles per hour.
Right.
You go in a 60 miles per hour in a lobster boat, that's a different experience.
You are whipping,
You're
for
just
sure.
skimming across the surface there. The racing circuit today, the summer circuit features roughly a dozen events hosted in harbors up and down the coast and other points along the rugged coast of Maine. The season was overseen by the Maine Lobster Boat Racing Association. We heard from them earlier.
We did.
Requiring participants to compete in multiple events to qualify for points and trophies.
All right, and so the cultural significance is often likened to Maine's version of NASCAR on the water, which is a parallel that we drew in and of ourselves right before we researched. And so the events blend fierce maritime pride, which we feel and see and report on a regular basis. We know that. And so maritime pride with community festivals now, raising funds for local charities, becoming more and more important these days, and celebrating traditional boat building, something that many folks don't know a lot about and is so interesting when you get to look into it.
We have such a strong boat building tradition here in the state of Maine, and they're still doing it like they used to. I've been watching one guy here, Dwight Staples, I think his name is. They have a boat shop here in Stonington, and they start off with just a hull. You know, it's fiberglass hull these days. And then just watching them, what it takes to put one of these things together. It really is like a lot of science involved and a lot of hard work.
Aerodynamicy, all of the things. And you know, previous reporting on when the regulations, the proposed regulations came out, folks were super stressed out. And again, we've talked about this. It's not just the fishermen that rely on this industry. There are all sorts of spiderweb connections to other industries, other artisans, other businesses. Boat building obviously is a huge aspect of that. And I had the good fortune of going to a boat builder in Cutler. And witnessing what they were doing, and the scope and grandeur of just standing in front of a hull in progress is just it is truly amazing. It's, you know, you really get a sense that this industry is, you know, everyone is working for something greater than themselves for sure.
The craftsmanship is just unbelievable.
The investment. I mean, people put their souls into whatever part they're putting into this industry, and it's amazing to witness.
And that's the boat builders. Some of the lobstermen, they do it themselves. They buy a basic stock boat, and they have to have to put all the gear on themselves, and it's a way to save money because expenses are so high.
Absolutely.
They ended up bringing them themselves. I've seen some of our neighbors up on Green Head here. They do it when they get a new lobster boat, and but boy, when they launch it, the pride they have, and once they get out there working, it's pretty neat to watch too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, we're still waiting for the next race. It takes a little while. I'm not exactly sure what's going on now.
Right.
But what a scene out here. People are just out there enjoying themselves, having picnics with their friends and family, and telling old stories kind of like we are now, too.
Yeah, we are.
You know?
Well, it's great to get to share your experiences. And on days like today, you get to really just sit back and appreciate everything that we have here. You know, you always hear about football games and tailgating. Well, I mean, look what's going on out on the water. If you folks
different
can
kind
see
of
from
tailgating.
another, it's a different kind of tailgating, but equally enjoyable.
Yeah.
And you just hope that nobody overcooks the burgers on the boat.
Right? Yeah, somebody will, but
someone will. It's okay.
Yeah. Boy, I look out here and I think of the memories I have. I mean, these people have the same thing over there. The old sardine factory. My grandmother worked in that way back when, packing
amazing?
Sardines, and I've been to every one of these islands out here on my kayak, and one time I tried to kayak across the race course during one of these things. I don't advise you doing that, by the way. I made it fine.
It's sort of like a chicken trying to cross the road.
Well, it's different when you're trying to go across the wake of a big lobster boat,
yeah.
you know? So
yes.
it's luckily I have a little experience doing it, but it was the first and only time I did that. I'm like, okay, I'm not going kayaking on race day anymore.
I've got plenty of first-hand experience getting waked during crew practice.
Well, you did your own rowing.
Yeah, I did a different kind of rowing, and all you can really do is hold on and hope your hull doesn't crack, and you have to swim back to the dock with your teammates.
Yeah.
That can be an
I just learned something about Beth earlier today. Will you tell them? I didn't know this about you. You were like a national champion sculler, was it? It's like what'd you do?
Blushing a little bit.
I thought it was cool. I just learned something about you.
I had to say it's definitely one of the proudest accomplishments of my life, and it's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the water in general. When you grow up in the Philadelphia area, you inevitably drive by Boathouse Row in Philly. And I used to see the crew boats out on the water and think, oh man, I want to do that. And sure enough, I was able to pick up an oar for the first time at Syracuse University in undergrad. And then I was fortunate enough to find a competitive club in North Jersey. And when you say competitive, it means that you compete on the circuit races for U.S. rowing. And
that's the serious stuff there.
That's the serious stuff. That's the maybe, bucking for a national team type situation. But you go to U.S. rowing nationals in the summer, which is usually in July, about mid-July. And I remember when I entered, it was a national team development camp, and I was the second slowest person on the team when I went into the camp, and just really, really worked hard and ended up going lightweight because I was training for 5.5 hours a day. So, dropped a few pounds and went lightweight and raced my way into the top boat. And then, come race day and you're sitting up at the stake boats going, oh my gosh, how did I even get here? And then, the whistle goes off and you're screaming down the course with 7 of your teammates. And so I was in a sweep boat. So if you watch the Summer Olympics, it's a great way to witness this. So sweep boat, when you sweep, you have one large oar and it's port starboard down the boat. I happen to row starboard. And so I was in a lightweight women's sweep 8, and we won nationals in 2003, and then we won the Canadian Henley about 4 or 5 weeks later.
How about that?
And then the next summer I was still competitive and won silver in a sculling boat. So sculling is the 2 oars per rower. But yeah, it was definitely one of the best times of my life. If you don't fall in love with the water then, you never will. But I love watching during the Olympics. Yeah, watch the Summer Olympics if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Who would have known that you would have done that? That's pretty cool to learn that about.
I don't think my parents were expecting it, but I really got serious about it for about 6 or 7 years. I think they marveled that I could do a sport requiring me to get up early in the morning. Right. But I did, and I love it, and I love reflecting on it. And so,
neat.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, I'm glad you told me. That's neat. Do you ever do any rowing anymore?
Not as much since news is busy and life is busy. So, the last, years, not as much, but I do have a rowing machine, so I can do land training.
Cool. Well, we'll have to get you down here sometime. We'll go kayaking.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really neat islands out there.
I can help you out with some in-sync kayaking. We'll match well, I think.
And I have some connections. We could probably get you some lobster too.
Oh boy.
It's pretty easy to get down here.
Not gonna lie.
All right.
Well, it looks like we have an expert to come on.
Hey, how you doing?
Guys, how's it going? Welcome to Stonington Boat Race Day.
Come in.
Best day of the year
All
right here.
Thank you so much. So how are you doing today?
Awesome.
Now we understand you own this wonderful.
I
business.
do. We just so fortunately, it wasn't really the purpose of buying the business to have the best view of the Stonington lobster boat races. Greenhead Lobster are fortunate to have the best lobster port. In really in the world. You know, Stonington's the leading lobster port, so this is a great day to have the lobster boat races and a celebration of our industry. And this is everybody gets to relax right before lobster season comes in. And
Relax isn't something that lobstermen get to do a whole lot.
Right.
So this is kind of a release day. I would
It really
think.
is. This is a great tradition down here.
Yeah, what do you like about it? What do you like about this? They talk
just
about
everybody
this.
relax. You know, it's a very competitive industry. Everybody works hard, and it's good to see everybody out with their families, hanging out in the water, enjoying Stonington, and you know, not just busy working and stress. And this time of year can be a little bit stressful.
Sure.
You know, usually spring fishing's not very good. The summer fishing hasn't started. Everyone's
and
a little.
folks at home might not understand why there's a difference in the fishing season. So talk a little bit about why the fishing is different now.
Well, so in the spring we fish on hard shell lobsters.
Okay.
Lobsters come in, and then they find their cubbies and rocks to shed. Okay, so we really don't catch any volume of lobsters until after they shed.
Okay.
So once they come in there, they snack, they sit down, they literally go to like zero fishing during that time. Not zero, but very little lobsters caught at like the end of June because they're just sitting there and molting, getting rid of their old shell. Then all of a sudden, sometime right around the boat races, boom, they're out. There's a tide. Everything pops, they're out. It's usually around the Stonington boat races is a key sign. And then good bloom. If you're driving around town, you see the daylilies, the orange daylilies literally blooming.
It's a sign.
That's a sign lobsters are coming.
And they call it, that's when they're running, right?
Yeah.
Everybody always says, are they running yet?
Yeah, that's right. And that's just about right, usually right around the boat races. So a good hot summer, indications we're pretty optimistic for a good fishing year here. And, you know, I think the fishermen are too. And this is the last chance to kick back, relax, and you know,
and then
Before
get
now
real
they
busy.
have to shift back up into high gear to get out there and get them.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's the mood this year? We were talking about the regulations and how expensive it is now. It's
right.
It's
well,
tough.
it does impact the racing. So you do see a few more people picnicking here than boat racing because, you know, diesel engines now is you know, a $200,000 investment for a big plant. Not only is it a big investment, but also, you know, you can't be broken down when you're a fisherman. So if you want to run hard, you really, it's scary.
It's a little bit of a gamble.
Right, because you're putting that engine right to the, as they say, put it right in the corner, and, you know, if you blow it up, you know, that's not just...
You have a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem, especially when the lobsters are coming. So, I mean, I really admire these guys that go out and, you know, put a little risk into that. And, so
you have to uphold this tradition. That's,
exactly. It's a great tradition. It's all volunteers. They do a good job. You know the guys down here in Stonington.
Oh, yeah.
They're passionate about it. They put it together every year.
What a great place you have, by the way. I've never been up here. I don't know if I'd get a lot of work done if I had this balcony here. Every day.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually back in the office. Everybody else is there. They shoved me back in the closet, so I don't look out in the view either. So.
I know the feeling.
What is, as far as the rest of the festival goes, is there a part of that you really enjoy? The races are the highlight, but there's actually now more going on than just the races too.
Right. Yeah. They had the dance the night before, and there's a lot going around here in the summer.
Well,
it's
it looks like we got one race underway right now.
Good.
All right, let's kick to it.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you so
Thank
much
you.
for letting us be here.
Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Come back. Come back.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right, here we go. Another race headed down the Deer Isle Thoroughfare.
Hear the roar.
Oh, we got one really breaking away.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the real competition is for second. I don't know how much folks out there care about second, but there's a little bit more of a competition going on right now between
that's
the
what
other
I was
two
talking
boats.
about. If you get caught in the back of the pack, you run into everybody's wake.
Everybody's wake,
I'm sure that has an impact on who wins and who loses,
It
too.
really does, for sure.
Yeah. But you still see smiles on their faces and they're having
How
fun.
can you not have fun? It's so great.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't really think about that before. If you blow up your engine while doing this, kind of hard to go to work on Monday morning.
Or Tuesday morning.
Or Tuesday
Wednesday morning.
Yeah. So that's something to think about too.
You have to fix that engine or replace it. And I can't even imagine with how costs have risen for gear and parts, what that would even look like. So it is kind of a decision to make whether you're going to fire it up today.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe the average person can't afford to do certain things like that too.
Sure.
But yeah, pretty neat. All right, well, we got one race out of the way. Maybe we'll take another quick break, and then we'll come back here to Stonington for some more fun.
Hopefully for more.
Yeah.
All right.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
Some days start with busted belts and bruised knuckles. But out here, fixing things is just part of the ride. No matter what I'm doing, I have just the right tool close by. Then it's time to unwind and catch your breath, or maybe dinner. From fixing it right to living it fully, Coastal Auto Parts and Milwaukee Packout Systems help me get to the moments that matter most with the people that matter more.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at eatonpaving.com.
Summer is here. The grill's fired up and friends are coming over. The kids are running through the backyard and your home should open right up to it. At Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine, we install premium windows and doors that make summer living effortless. Let's bring to life the space you've always wanted for entertaining. From your free consultation to installation, we handle it all so you can kick back in the backyard and watch your dreams come true. Take advantage of our special summer savings and explore our flexible financing options. Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine. Superior products, exceptional service.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here, and our red tag furniture and mattress clearance sales going on now. We have a special purchase of overstocked flex steel sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners at least half off list. Famous Maker queen size showroom sample mattresses half off list. The largest selection of recliners and lift chairs in the Bangor area, with lift chairs starting at $7.99. Extreme values like this won't last long, so come check us out today. And thank you for supporting a Maine family-owned company. Be comfortable, my friends.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
From the rugged coast of Maine, this is the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
Than what I do. Yeah. All right, so you'll get to the leaderboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we are back out here live at the Stonington Lobster Boat Races. I'm Beth Jones.
I'm Craig.
Hello.
Craig Colson. I probably should say
Be
that
specific,
too.
right.
All right, I think we're going to send it to a leaderboard now if we have that ready. We've had a number of races throughout the morning. Oh, actually, I think we have another race underway, or are they just lining up? Okay. We're going to go to the leaderboard. We'll take a look at that for now. I can't see it, so I'll let you read it for yourself.
It sounds like we don't have a leaderboard, but we do have some boats coming down. Can we kick it out to the water down there? Now that's a wake.
That's a wake.
That's
right
a wake
there.
right
that's
there.
That's the stuff you don't want to get caught in too much.
Too much. That navy blue and red out in front is just cruising.
Yeah, it's a pretty boat too.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Yeah. Not quite sure where we are here. This must be race 19.
That would make sense. Yep. But it's the diesel class H. 436 to 550 horsepower. All right, that is some power right there.
That's a serious machine.
That is not messing around right there.
All right, well, we were talking a little bit about the different speeds of these things. Some of these just kind of barely go along with little outboards and things like that.
Right.
But others, they are real serious about the power, so they spend a lot of money souping up their boats.
Yep.
We talked with some folks about the different speeds, so maybe we could take a listen to that as well.
Let's take a listen.
Let's take a listen.
And 1 mile an hour is hard to get. It is. And when you start pushing a boat up around 40 miles per hour, it doesn't sound like it's all that fast, but Imagine yourself standing up in the back of a pickup truck going down the road 40 miles an hour. Then it's fast. When you're sitting in the seat hanging on the wheel, it's not that bad. But when you're trying to stand up, yeah, it's different. It's fun.
And they are faster than you think. You
Yeah.
know, you think when you think of lobster boat, you don't think about racing machines, but
Right.
here you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of everything here today.
It's a really great perspective to have too, because lobstering is such a kind of a not a slow and steady, but a steady paced type of a thing, and
Right.
so maybe folks don't think about lobster boats and go, oh, speed machine. But I guess we're eating our words a little bit today, watching some of these boats come down and hearing the roars of those engines. Man,
Yeah.
it is cool to hear, cool to see.
If you've never done this in person before, I would highly recommend it.
Highly
Coming down
recommend,
and
yeah.
Come down and get some snacks, and some of these people are just sitting on the shore. Others are out
watching.
there on the boats,
Yeah.
so it's good to make some connections too, and
Yeah.
see what's happening. I think Janessa has the best job in the whole thing today, though.
Yeah,
She's
actually getting to
down
be
there
out on the
boat,
water, yeah, that's
having a
pretty
good
great.
time. Not
Yeah.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, how about we take another quick break?
Okay.
And then they'll be lining up another race. It looks like they're lining one up out there.
Here's
so
hoping.
We'll come back in just a few moments, and we'll continue here from Stonington.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 U.S. Highway 1.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at eatonpaving.com.
Some days start with busted belts and bruised knuckles. But out here, fixing things is just part of the ride. No matter what I'm doing, I have just the right tool close by. From the workshop to the ballpark, it's about making a difference where it counts. From fixing it right to living it fully. Coastal Auto Parts and Milwaukee Packout Systems help me get to the moments that matter most with the people that matter more.
Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
at Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
Summer is here. The grill's fired up and friends are coming over. The kids are running through the backyard and your home should open right up to it. At Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine, we install premium windows and doors that make summer living effortless. Let's bring to life the space you've always wanted for entertaining. From your free consultation to installation, we handle it all so you can kick back in the backyard and watch your dreams come true. Take advantage of our special summer savings and explore our flexible financing options. Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine. Superior products, exceptional service.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 U.S. Highway 1.
From the rugged coast of Maine, this is the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone, to Stonington for the lobster boat races this year. I think we're going to send it back down to Janessa. She's out on a boat in the harbor interviewing people, and we don't know who she's going to talk to, so it's a surprise.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's send it back down to her.
Miss Janessa.
Here right now, we've been patrolling in and out of all of the boats. And Captain Paul is doing her best to maneuver through all of them out here. We've seen quite a few really intense races, really fun ones. And what I've noticed out here on some of these boats, they're absolutely full of people having a blast. Dave has had some great video of them so far, and we've been able to wave and celebrate with a bunch of people. Right now, Captain Paul is driving, but I'm just going to sneak the microphone up right now and ask her a few quick questions. Captain Paula, you don't have to do anything, just keep driving, all right?
Good.
So,
we're going right there.
yeah, so they're going right in front of us. Maneuvering through all of these lobster boats right now in the harbor, is that difficult to do?
Very difficult. And plus we've got all the waves from the racers, which makes it extremely difficult. You're fighting, boat traffic and waves, and it's pretty intense.
Absolutely, and I've noticed too, I mean, it's kind of hard to stand straight up in this boat and not feel like you're gonna fall over.
Oh no, that's just you, honey.
I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional.
Sea legs. I got the sea legs.
Yeah, well, I have Dramamine in my system right now, and we're getting through this, but after this, Paula, on your normal day-to-day adventures out here on the sea, what's kind of your thing that you mostly do with your guests? How does that kind of process work?
Well, what I do is I bring them out from town. We talk about the history of Stonington. We also talk about, Keith, you gonna grab that?
Hold on, guys. We're trying to pull up to a boat right now to get another interview going. But yeah, so you basically dock. Let's see.
Well, we're docking right now, but
Yes.
I normally don't in my tours. No, we go out, we talk about the history of Stonington. We talk about the stonemasons. We talk about we go see the seals, the lighthouse.
So basically a lot of history and a lot of sightseeing going on.
Right.
And let's just keep the camera on this. This is pretty entertaining. We're docking up next to another boat, and Dave and I are going to try to jump on there and maybe get an interview with someone else. But for now, this is pretty interesting. I'm definitely not, from the down east area or down by the coast. So this is all new to me, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this is probably new to you as well. But for now, we're going to try to get on that boat, do another interview. Craig and Beth, we're going to send things back over to you.
You want to go there, or you want them to come here?
All right, thank you, Janessa. I think we just wrapped up one race. Which one was that?
That was
it
race 13. So I think it was diesel engine, and I think it was up to 236 horsepower. It looked like there were, 5 or 6 competitors in that one. And so we'll be waiting for race 14 to line up. Hopefully that won't take too long, and we can bring the folks some more action.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to line them all up, of course.
Sure does.
And they've got to document everything and figure out who finished the last race. One of the neat things looking out at these lobster boats too is all the unique names. You see things like Clueless and Nampy's Pride and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so they're all very specific.
Kind of makes you wonder, how do you come up with names for your
What
boat?
is in a name? Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's foolishness. A lot of us will laugh and joke, and somebody's got a nickname or whatever, they might put the nickname on the boat. Some, it would be their mom, they'd name it after their mom or their wife or their child, or sometimes it's the area you fish. It might be if you fish off to the eastward, some might call it the morning star, because you'll see the sun come up in the morning. And if you fish to the westward, it might be sundown, because you might not come home until sundown. You stay there all day.
Our thanks again to Jeff Eaton for helping us out today and kind of explaining how things are working too.
Yeah, we've heard from him on multiple topics, from the size of the course to the speed of the boats. We heard from him, and now, of course, what's in a name? How do folks come up with them? I was looking out just to our right off the balcony. We have a Wildest Dreams. I'm not sure if that's a Taylor Swift reference or not, but
probably
it might be.
Yeah.
We have a boat called Insanity.
Yep.
Alrighty then. I'm sure the conditions they work in probably warrant that from time to time. We have the Reliance over there. I can't read what that one is.
Some of them are pretty funny too.
Yeah.
And some of them are basic. They name them after their kids or their wife or whatever.
Right.
My boat's name is Dorothy.
Okay.
I named it after my grandmother, Dorothy
I
Judkins,
love that.
who she was a school teacher, and she lived down here for a good part of her life too.
Yep.
So it means a lot.
Okay. It sounds like we're being asked to toss it back out to our girl Janessa out on the water.
She's busy out there
She's
today.
busy today.
All right, guys. Well, we have yet another interview lined up for you here. We have some tourists from West Virginia. This is Jane and Bill. thank you guys so much for doing a quick interview with us.
You're welcome. Our pleasure.
So the other day, you guys were actually the people on the boat when our Doug Banks was here doing the story about Captain Paula.
We were.
What was your experience like on their boat and being able to do that tour?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's so neat is it wasn't just about the lobster industry. It was about Stonington, its history, the history of Crotch Island and the granite. So it was just very educational.
Yeah, what do you think, Bill?
Well, we didn't realize that Stonington is the largest lobster producing place in the whole world.
Right.
I mean, that's absolutely amazing. You know, millions and millions of pounds come in every year. And these people work so hard.
They sure do. And you guys how long have you been here for?
Been here since April.
Since April, okay. So whole summer right here in Stonington is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, what has been your favorite part so far about being down here in the harbor, being able to be on another boat today and seeing these lobster boat races take place?
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
We have heard so much hype about the boat races, and Mike's son is the one who starts the race. So his boat is down at the starting line.
Nice.
So for Mike and Susie to offer their boat for us to come on was a real bonus.
Yeah, Bill, do you think this view out here on the water is maybe a little bit better than the people have out, or on the shore?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're really spoiled.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt earlier. I felt spoiled being able to, dock over there and just see all the action take place. For you guys too, I'm sure you've had plenty of lobster since you've been here. What would your recommendations be as tourists coming in to Stonington for people to go get their lobster at?
Well, there are lots of places.
There are, yeah.
You can go to the co-op and get your own.
Yep.
And then cook it.
Right.
Green head lobster. And Paula.
Paula just said, get them from me. Yeah. Well, that's wonderful.
It is great.
Yeah.
And we're going to get some waves here in just a minute because they just finished a race.
Well, you're right, because we're on a dock right now in between two boats.
Yes.
We got to stable ourselves real quick.
That's true.
Any last remarks? Oh, be careful, everyone.
Whoa. Gee, we haven't
okay,
even,
we're good.
we
We're
haven't
good.
even started drinking
We're
yet.
good. Well, any last remarks for you guys before we send it back, all right?
Be sure to come to Stonington.
Yeah.
Park your car here and just walk through town, and it's wonderful.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much.
welcome.
We're going to send things right back over.
All right, thank you very much, Janessa. I think we just squeaked out race number 15, I believe.
Okay, so that would have been, let's tell the folks who race 15
That's
was.
the Class D. 236 to 335 horsepower, 34 feet to 39 feet. They had Dan Carter outnumbered.
Yep. Robin Dunham,
yep.
Samantha driving the Samantha Aaron, and then Bennett Gray driving the Baba Booey.
Baby Boy, but
that-
they spelled boy like a lobster boy.
That looks like Baba.
Maybe, yeah.
Is it Baba?
Yeah, you're right. Baba Boy. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank goodness for you. So we're going to be moving on to 16 here in a little bit as soon as they line them up. It looks like they're doing it. So you know what? Maybe we'll take another quick break and then we'll be back here in Stonington.
That sounds good.
All right, don't go away.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant in Hancock is always doing it up right for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
Some days start with busted belts and bruised knuckles. But out here, fixing things is just part of the ride. No matter what I'm doing, I have just the right tool close by. Then it's time to unwind and catch your breath, or maybe dinner. From fixing it right to living it fully, Coastal Auto Parts and Milwaukee Packout Systems help me get to the moments that matter most with the people that matter more.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at eatonpaving.com.
Summer is here. The grill's fired up and friends are coming over. The kids are running through the backyard and your home should open right up to it. At Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine, we install premium windows and doors that make summer living effortless. Let's bring to life the space you've always wanted for entertaining. From your free consultation to installation, we handle it all so you can kick back in the backyard and watch your dreams come true. Take advantage of our special summer savings and explore our flexible financing options. Renewal by Anderson of Greater Maine. Superior products, exceptional service.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here, and our red tag furniture and mattress clearance sales going on now. We have a special purchase of overstocked flex steel sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners at least half off list. Famous Maker queen size showroom sample mattresses half off list. The largest selection of recliners and lift chairs in the Bangor area, with lift chairs starting at $7.99. Extreme values like this won't last long, so come check us out today. And thank you for supporting a Maine family-owned company. Be comfortable, my friends.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock is always doing it up right for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant, 792 U.S. Highway 1.
From the rugged coast of Maine, this is the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
Back out here live, we just heard some official chatter coming over our walkie-talkies that race 16 is now lining up, and so that is going to be diesel class E. Significant jump in horsepower if you look at what race 15 was. That was 236 to 335. Now we're getting on to 336 to 435 horsepower.
This is where they start getting really loud.
Really ripping.
Yeah.
All right, and so we're looking at a Randy Durkee who'll be driving the Audrey May, Jake Dugas driving Guilty Pleasure, Danny Eaton driving Destiny, and Mason Vintiner driving the Amy Catherine, Kathy Limburner driving the Emma G, and Blake Zalowski driving Assault Weapon.
Don't you love the names? I just love the names of the
Yeah.
boats. Pretty neat. They've got a sense of humor too. So.
They sort of run the gamut from, you can tell something that's an affectionate homage to somebody who's trying to be a little punchy about it, like Assault Weapon.
I love it.
Yeah.
So they're lining up out there right now. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. It takes them a few minutes to line up.
Yeah.
Boy, just a great day here in Stonington on the water. Couldn't ask for better weather.
Yeah.
You know, you got to remember your sunblock though if you're coming down here this time of year.
Okay. And the other thing about the weather too is that, you know, last summer and really the summer before that were fairly rainy, and you kind of you were rolling the dice with outdoor events last year and the year before. And so when you get a day like today where everything just coalesces and is beautiful and wonderful, you just got to say thank you. We did.
Makes me want to eat lobster. You know, I've been thinking about it. I haven't had lobster this summer yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
all
down
right.
here all the time. Next weekend, I think we're going to do our first lobster. One of the neat things of being down here in Stonington is we get a lot of visitors that come down, and
sure,
we've had them from all over, from far away as Texas, and we have to teach them how to cook a lobster, how to eat a lobster.
Right.
You know, how do you cook a lobster? Do you have a specific way of doing it?
So my father-in-law is the lobster authority of our family,
right?
And watching him rip into a lobster is it's a little funny, and it's mostly a thing of beauty because, and I've watched him take my nieces and nephews through the process and how he does it, and he kind of rips it apart and puts a bunch in the butter and then just kind of waits on it a little bit.
I know the type.
And I've seen the opposite approach where you just rip and dip,
eat it as you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess it kind of depends on what your preference is and how voracious you are.
Cooking a lobster as a whole, everybody has their way of doing it too. I usually do it for I tell them to do it for about 18 minutes, and then you know they're done. If you can pull off one of the antennas and it just pops right off.
Huh.
That's how I do it. That's how I time it.
That's sort of like the lobster equivalent of the meat thermometer?
Basically. And if it gives you a little trouble coming off, you know you've got to cook it another minute or two.
It's not quite done.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it usually works every time. So
well, you are an expert, good sir. So
we are good at cooking lobster.
I will defer to you on that.
You get good at it after a while.
Yeah.
So.
I usually leave the cooking to others, and I assist in the kitchen in other ways.
I'm not sure. Are they racing or are they just driving along here? I think they're racing.
Okay.
I'm not sure who it is, though, because we've only got 2 boats out there.
Yeah, so that doesn't look like race 16 unless some people dropped out, which would be interesting. Boy,
how pretty. All right, well, I guess Janessa Bishop is down there. She's been floating all over the
she's
harbor today.
She's our eyes on the water,
Yep.
so let's kick it to Janessa.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Of course, we have to go live right when the waves hit here on the boat. But today, right here, I'm here with Mike and Susie. You guys are Stonington locals.
Yes.
What is the name of your boat?
Joyful Noise.
Okay, what do you guys do out here on the water? You're lobstermen. What is that process like for you day in and day out?
Oh, we get up early in the morning like all the fishermen here in the community, and we go out in the bay and haul our traps, provide for our families, and something that it's our way of life, something we've done, for me, forever.
Right, exactly.
Since I was a young boy.
Definitely. Well, for you, how has it been out here on the water so far? For you guys have a nice big boat out here, and it looks like you guys are having a great day.
We're having a great day. We've got some people with us today that we've invited, and everybody's brought some food, and we're enjoying the sunshine and enjoying watching the races, and can't wait for our son to race in race 27.
Well, race 27. Okay. 27. Very, very nice. And for you, being out here today with these different races is, of course, you're looking forward to your son. But is there anyone in particular that you've seen already that you were like, wow, that was a good race?
Yeah, the fast gas boats, those are the exciting ones. I can't pick out any particular one. They're all people pleasers. I love coming down to watch them as well as all the races, and I enjoy the young ones because those are the ones that will be taking our place someday.
Yeah.
And I enjoy watching them. It's their start in life like it was with me when I was their age. I started out in an outboard and had a few traps right here in the harbor, and I'm on the other end of it now.
Right. It's like watching, the next generation go by and work their way up to what you guys do every day.
Yes.
And for you guys too, I know you're local, so I always have to ask, any Stonington recommendations for the viewers watching right now that you guys would recommend, whether that's restaurants, shops, anything in town?
Everything's good. We've got some fantastic restaurants in town here. You can't get a bad meal here anywhere. And there's a few gift shops, and it's nice. It's not quite so crowded. It's crowded today because everybody's here to watch the races. And but yeah, there's a lot of people out and about today. And we're happy to see all the boats here coming in from away.
Yeah.
It's a lot of excitement.
Well, there's so many. We were actually patrolling the harbor a little bit ago when we did a live shot. And when those waves come in, it's really hard to get around all these boats out here. Hey, buddy, you're going to join us real quick? What's been your favorite part?
Waiting for my dad to race.
Oh, your dad's racing. That's your son, I would assume. Yes, well, that's really, really fun. Well, thank you guys so much for answering some of my questions and giving me a little perspective into Stonington local life. Anything more?
Come back again and see us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. We're going to send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Janessa. I wonder if she ever, in her wildest dreams, thought she would be reporting from a lobster boat doing play-by-play one of these days. She's having a blast today.
I mean, in the world of sports commentating, this is probably one of the more unique opportunities that you'll get, and a great one at that.
Yeah,
so
pretty neat.
I'd be into it for sure. We're
Yeah.
having a blast up here.
We're getting ready for race number 16 here. They're lining on out there, so we'll have that in just a few moments.
Yeah.
Well, you asked me a little bit ago about that island that's out there. There's just a couple of trees and an American flag.
Looks like a great place to watch as well.
It's called Two Bush Island. That's what everybody around here calls it because, as you can see, there's like two trees. And one of the neat things about it is like when you're coming back from sea, if you've been off to Isle Ho or whatever, that's like one of the first things you see before you enter the harbor.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to, when you're passing that, you know you're safe back in the harbor.
Yep.
It's also where they launched the 4th of July fireworks. So last weekend we were all down here, and some people will come out here on their boats and watch them, but they usually line up along the shore in the backyards on the town pier and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just so neat to see the fireworks. It lights up the harbor and it glistens off the water.
Yeah.
And, pretty neat.
That's probably one of the more beautiful vantage points for fireworks viewing on the 4th of July.
So now you know that's Two Bush Island.
Two
you ever come
Bush
back here?
Island. And it would appear that at least one person has also popped an umbrella and is taking in the boat races from
They're
Two Bush
smart.
Island.
Yeah.
I think that's That's a smart move.
It's right there by the finish line, so they picked a good place. I just saw some kids jumping off the boat, going for a swim.
Oh, yeah.
I used to swim down here all the time. You don't catch me in there anymore unless it's a really hot day.
Now it is, I was going to say, because it is, mid-July at this point, so the water has had some time to warm up.
I think it's up into the 60s now.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's getting there.
Is that still like one dip and you're chilled for
That's
the day?
enough for me. That's enough for me. When I was a kid, when you're a kid, you don't think about it. You'd swim in here all day long until your skin's pink or blue, and
whatever,
and then you'd go back for more. Oh. But yeah, nowadays I'm
looking a little prunish.
I'm very sensitive, so that's what it is. But
well, I have to say, when I first moved here and was unfamiliar with the waters of the North Atlantic, and my first time going to a beach, even in southern Maine, in the middle of July, that water gets up to your belly, and you just
that's
go,
enough.
Whew,
yeah,
that's
usually waiting is enough to cool me off.
Now it's like boop right in.
Yeah.
Now we're all good.
Really neat place. If you look out here, you see the different islands, and there's some are actually inhabited.
Okay.
Some people have moved out there and they're living on there. Out beyond here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but Crotch Island is just out around the corner, and that's where they've done a lot of quarrying for years and years and years.
Okay.
One of my great uncles was like a foreman out there many, many years ago.
Yeah.
But it's still an active quarry, and so they're out there all the time cutting fresh granite, and they're sending it all around the world.
Okay.
There's another island out here called Green Island, and I think I told you about that earlier. That was a quarry way back when. I don't know when they stopped doing it, but they filled it with fresh water now, and you can go out there, you can kayak out there or boat out there, and have a nice picnic and go swimming in the quarry. I don't know if I want to tell all these secrets.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe don't get...
It's getting so packed down as it is.
Granite, one of those sort of lesser known...
Yeah. I mean, people around here are kind of figuring it out. But you can go out there, and it's a really neat place. And there's so many treasures out here. You just have to be able to get out and explore.
Yeah, you got to take time and explore.
So the trick is make friends with somebody who has a boat.
Yes.
Wherever you are on the coast. And that will help you get out there.
And maybe a place to stay on the island,
too. A place to stay.
Make friends with someone who has a guest room.
It's a good place. It's a good place to spend the summer. I just love it out there.
All right, folks. It looks like we have a race 16
race
kicking
number
off.
16
All right,
is
let's see how
coming
that goes.
down the thoroughfare right now. This is the Diesel Class E, 336 to 435 horsepower. These boats are all between 24 and 33 feet. And we've got racers from all over the place. Randy Durkee is driving the Audrey May. Jake Dugas with Guilty Pleasure. Danny Eaton is in Destiny. I think he's a local guy. Mason Vintiner, probably ought to put my glasses on for that. He's piloting the Amy Catherine. Kathy Limburner is in the Emma G. And this is my favorite name, Blake Slozowski. I can't say his name, but he is driving a boat called the Assault Weapon, which is great.
On previously.
Yes, the Assault spelled A-S-A-L-T, as in salt. All right, let's listen in.
They're neck and neck going past the halfway point.
Okay. All right, it looks like this one's coming to an end. We were talking about this earlier, how I mentioned that I used to kayak. One year I kayaked out during one of these things. Well, we've got somebody doing that right now. If you look way out there,
oh my gosh,
there's people in a yellow kayaker trying to make it across the course, and you got the Coast Guard right behind them giving them a little escort.
Not judging.
Yeah.
But on a day where the lobster boat races are coming down, I don't know.
What are you gonna do? You have other businesses here that are doing kayak tours and renting out kayaks, so they want to use them. But yeah, you're right. Maybe you go someplace.
Seems like a busy day to be just cutting across the lanes. Yeah.
But if you time it right, you can do it.
You can do it for sure.
And in this case, you got the Coast Guard there helping them. I didn't have the Coast Guard when I did it.
No.
And I almost died, Beth. Well, not really. It was fun.
But it sounds like it might have been a bit of a close call.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, perhaps.
If you're not experienced, you certainly shouldn't be doing something like that.
Right. Water safety always an important topic.
Looks like they made it. They made it just fine, though.
They made it across
just
fine.
They just have to kind of cut up through all the boats, and they'll be good. But there's so much traffic out here. When you're going out through all these, you have to really be careful. You never know what's going to, when you're driving, you have to worry about what's around the corner.
Yeah.
You have to worry about what's around the bow of this boat because there might be another one right there.
Yeah,
so
you really just don't. You really just don't know. My dad always called it heads-up driving.
Right.
And I think that probably applies on the water as well as on land.
Same kind of deal right here. So.
And we're being told that race, the top speed was 40.1 miles per hour, and I bet that feels like
that's pretty fast on a boat.
A good whip on the water, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We're working our way up to the bigger boats.
We sure are.
And some of those boats can go well over 60 miles per hour, and they're literally just skimming across the water too.
That's going to feel pretty significant when you're out there and that wind is just whipping in your face. And 60 probably feels like 80.
Well, you feel it through your whole body too, just the rumbling and everything, and it's very exciting.
You got to kind of love that.
So we're getting ready for race number 17. They're going to be lining up that pretty soon. This will be the diesel class F.
Okay.
336 to 435 horsepower, and these are getting a little bigger now.
Yep.
These are the boats between 34 and 39 feet 11 inches, so they're pretty specific on the lengths there.
They are very specific. It's interesting to see how the specifications evolve from race to race. I think people maybe don't draw a lot of differences between lobster boats, and yet it is very nuanced. And then, of course, all the modifications you can make to a lobster boat, it sort of becomes this endless myriad of who's got what.
It's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Too. That's all I know is it's pretty neat to watch out there. And,
so in the I think that one's looking like kind of a packed race as well. Looks like about 7 boats. So they're going to include the Faith Melly, driven by Winfred Alley. Let me know if any of these folks are local. Olivia Larson driving the Seawolf. Avery Waterman driving Southern Comfort.
I think that might be a local one there.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Russell Bray driving the Joe Becca 2. Ben Dolliver driving Belinda B. Royce Fifield driving Calypso, and Justin Boyce driving Wicked. So again, a really neat range of names there with sort of all sorts of sentimental value or cheekiness, depending on who you are and what your goal was at the time.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
All right, we're still waiting for them to line up. It looks like they're lined up, and
seeing some wake already. All right.
So let's listen to this one. Oh, yep.
You have the walkie-talkie. Oh. Second place boat.
I wish I had binoculars.
Just in time. Yeah. Matt, this is Janessa. Can you hear me?
Big waves coming.
I mean, I would totally want to be on the boat. Absolutely.
And that's where it gets in their veins. It gets in their blood, because one of these days, some of these kids are going to be out here doing this.
Oh, you know it. I would be willing to bet it takes one race when you're little to make you go, yep, I'm doing this when I get older. Yeah, for sure.
Even if you come in last, look at on the back, they're just waving to everybody, having a good time.
I think it's going to get to the point where you can surf the wake.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. You can go water skiing behind one of these things. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Well, my brother took me out on an inner tube out there behind his boat one time.
Oh, yeah?
We did it one day. I don't know if we'll do it again.
Maybe not trusting him to do that.
Well, no, it was okay, but it's a different experience tubing or any of that on the ocean versus being on a nice, safe lake where there's no great white sharks and things like that. So
yeah,
I worry about those things.
Something
these
to
days.
consider. Our finned friends may be present.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, they've had a few sightings this year. We don't really see them around here. I'm going to knock on wood.
Right.
But it's the ocean, so a lot of things live in the ocean. You just have to
remember
watch out for
you're
things
sort
like
of
that.
swimming on someone else's turf at that point. Yeah.
That's another reason I really only go wading these days.
That's fair.
I don't go too deep.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
All right, so that was, we believe, race 17.
Yep.
And now we're staring down race 18. And what's interesting too is you're sort of watching the power and the length of the boat sort of creep up. And so the next race is going to be a rumbler.
Yeah, they're going to get louder and louder as the afternoon goes along.
Yep.
Hey, before we know it, we'll be heading to Rockland for the lobster crate races too.
I know.
We're as a station, we're trying to cover some more of these live events. These real Maine
these iconic events for sure.
It's pretty neat. So we'll be back down there. I'm not sure what the date is, but it'll be up here before you know. You've done that a couple of years.
A couple of years now, and I remember the first time I did it, and I watched them, and I think I have a background in dance as well, and I was sort of watching as people skimmed across the crates and kind of seeing, sort of who's doing what, how are folks carrying themselves, are you on your toes, are you not, who's wearing socks, who isn't, and so that's also sort of a kind of a nuanced technique there as well. Yeah.
When I see him do it, there's a little part of me that wants to join in.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it looks like fun.
It does look like fun.
Yeah. I don't think I'd get too far, but some of those kids can just go back and forth forever.
They're featherweights, the crates hardly even move when they run across back. So of course you're going to sort of bounce back and forth and skip across, like no problem. And then, you get some of the grown adults who get out there and try and do it. And there is so much more movement with the crates, and you have to be on your center. You have to be very balanced to kind of get yourself across those crates as a grown adult.
Well, that's why I know I would just sink as soon as I hit one of those things. It might be worth, maybe this year I'll give it a try. Who knows?
Why not? Because worst case scenario, you get a nice little cool off on what's probably going to be a pretty hot day.
And give everybody a laugh,
so why not?
Why not?
I'll swan dive right off the side. It's fine.
It's neat though.
It's
But we want to keep covering these kind of things, so we're trying to open up and maybe cover some more of these in the future. That's why we're doing our on-the-road shows and going to different communities so we can get out in some of these things. I was in Skowhegan the other night. You had the night off, so I got to fill in for you. And we were down in Skowhegan for the Log Days celebration, which is going on all weekend. What a neat event that is, too.
Yeah.
So.
Skowhegan's a community that's really going to see some great growth, and it's amazing to think that their River Park Vision project has gone from, all of this planning, all of this hypothesizing.
They've been talking about it for years.
Years and years and years, and now it's crazy. In the last couple of years, you're seeing real movement where you're like, this is really going to happen. And what is this going to look like? It's going to be great. And so, the on-the-road shows are a great opportunity to bring folks with us to communities that maybe they wouldn't see otherwise. And so it's kind of our, our gift to our viewers is really getting to show them more Maine communities.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a gift to us too, because we get to get out here and do it, and making good memories at the same time.
Meet some folks that we wouldn't meet otherwise. So often, it's us in the studio, and to be able to get out and really be able to say hi to people and reach your viewers, and see the people who tell you they watch you every night.
Hopefully,
so
this is the first of many years to come.
I'm sure,
down here.
I'm sure hoping, because this is awesome.
And we've got some other communities doing things too, so we'll just keep our eyes open, and we'll come up with some more ideas over the years ahead. So.
Yeah. And if folks at home have an idea about a community event that we think that we should have an eye on, well, then you folks need to let us know. Yep.
Yeah, that goes for news stories too. We're always covering news. We're always coming up with things. We don't always want to cover the bad stuff either.
And we're keeping it local. So
local news is so important.
So important.
All right, well, we're waiting for another race. Maybe we'll take another quick break here, give everybody a chance to catch their breath.
Yep.
And then we'll come back here to Stonington for more of the lobster boat races.
Stay with us, folks.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant in Hancock is always doing it up right for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at eatonpaving.com.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here, and our red tag furniture and mattress clearance sales going on now. We have a special purchase of overstocked flex steel sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners at least half off list. Famous maker, queen size, showroom sample mattresses half off list. The largest selection of recliners and lift chairs in the Bangor area, with lift chairs starting at $7.99. Extreme values like this won't last long, so come check us out today, and thank you for supporting a Maine family-owned company. Be comfortable, my friends.
Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
at Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
Your cat was attacked.
You're not taking any responsibility. How do I know her cat didn't die of old age? So you think that having a cat in your dog's mouth is painless?
Hot Bench. Monday at 3 on ABC 7.
No visit to Down East Maine is complete unless you have your picture taken with Wilbur the Lobster. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant in Hancock is always doing it upright for lunch and dinner with huge portions and wimpy prices. Ruth and Wimpy's restaurant, 792 US Highway 1.
From the rugged coast of Maine, this is the Stonington Lobster Boat Races on ABC 7.
Welcome back. We're going to cut to the latest race. It's just kind of wrapping up here. One just flew across the finish line there.
Talk about skimming.
It was literally skimming across the surface. And then we're waiting for these other guys to kind of come in across the finish line as well.
Yep.
Look at all the families and the kids on the back of the boats just having a blast.
That is a way to spend the day, friends.
White water raising up into the air. That is pretty neat.
Yeah. This is a way to spend the day, I must say.
Not bad, huh?
Without question.
All right, coming in from behind. I'm not sure where they're from.
The wake is so high now you can't see the names of the boats.
Yeah. I think next year we do this, I'm going to bring my binoculars.
That's a fair point.
That'll help with things.
Yes, indeed.
So, all right, this one's coming to an end. All right, well, let's get you right in here. We'll get you right in between us. There we go. We have somebody we want to talk to today.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, first of all.
He's been our eye on the sky.
Yeah, let's get you to say your name first.
Ryan Malagara.
And who are you with, Ryan?
I'm the owner of DEVI Productions.
So if you see these wonderful drone shots that we're doing today, you're the guy behind the drone, and this is the drone you're using.
Yep, this is one I'm using today.
And how long have you been doing this?
A little over 10 years.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, all right.
And what do you do this for various businesses? How does your business work?
This is what I do all the time. Mm-hmm. I started with the aerial stuff, doing a lot of photography and videography for real estate.
Right.
But now I branched off into making commercials, and I'm doing like a virtual tour for Roosevelt Cottage on Campobello Island,
yeah.
right? And I do all kinds of things like that, support for any like documentaries or stuff like that requires any film, ground or air.
Very neat.
And are you from Machias, or your business is based in Machias?
It's based in the Machias area,
okay.
And I live in Whiting.
Okay. And so what's it been like today? Is this the first time you've done lobster boat races?
The lobster boat race is first time, but
yeah.
I've done a lot of filming of lobster boats and people zipping around and stuff. So
yeah.
It was a lot of fun seeing a whole bunch of them at once, though.
Yeah.
And these things are faster than anything I've seen, so...
Yeah, what do you like about it? This is a little bit of a different day for you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. And it's a nice sunny day, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it can get foggy here.
Oh, for sure, and that makes your life more challenging.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Now, how did you get into drone piloting? What brought you to that?
2015, I on Christmas Day, my wife said, "Oh, you open this one," and it was a really nice drone. Mm-hmm. And I didn't ask for it. you know, I guess I did at some level, but there it was, and I just started flying for fun, and it organically grew from there, and that's what happened.
And the technology's changed a lot just in a few years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is one of I have 5 total that I use. Some I use for launching more on a boat, or some I have another one that I use predominantly. This one's really good to plug in for live feed. That's why I use this one.
Right.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about it. So how powerful is the camera on it, and what's it like to fly?
Well, it's got 4K, really sharp footage. It takes really high resolution photos. It can go about 40 miles an hour.
Wow.
If you're a little faster with the wind, and I can stay in the air about 25 minutes with this model.
Right.
I have another model I can stay close to 40 minutes, and it can go about 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. That's why you have backup batteries.
Yeah, I have about 8 of them for this one. So and they're charging in the other room right now.
On a lengthy day like today, you need the backup batteries for sure.
Well, we're sure glad you joined us today. It's giving us a different perspective of things, and nothing like getting the bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to get in touch with you and they're interested in your services, what do they do?
You could find me. I'm on all the socials, but you can go to my website, deviproductions.com.
Okay.
Devi Productions is a quick way to say it.
Okay. Easy peasy.
Yep, easy peasy.
All right.
Well, we'll let you get back there and do your thing.
Yeah.
Great.
And we've been enjoying your video, and we'll keep doing it this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
All right. We'll let you get out of here. Oh, we're all
tangled
watch out for
today.
the cables. You'll get all. There you go.
There you
Good
go.
job.
All right.
All right. Back to the races now. It looks like we have another race getting underway out there. So let's listen into this one as it comes through. Which race are we at now, Beth?
Oh, goodness. So that looks like a pretty packed race, and if memory serves, we must be at least around 19?
19?
19, perhaps?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Looking at the races coming up, it's either 19 or 21, and the reason I say that is because of the packed fields. You can see that there's quite a few boats coming down, so this is definitely 19 or 21, I would think.
Okay. Well, they're getting about halfway down the thoroughfare now.
So if it's 19, Craig, we're talking about 436 to 550 horsepower. And then we have, goodness, that's a good 8 competitors right there.
Wow.
So quite a packed field there.
Yeah, this one's a pretty tight race, too. We've seen a few where the leader just kind of shot out way ahead.
There was a bit of a runaway.
This one's a little bit closer.
Oh, it sure is. Do you think it's so loud they can't hear each other smack talking?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear their radio when you're on there. The radio's pretty loud, but yeah, that's the fun part, is hearing all the talk leading up to the race and during and after. Oh yeah, he won that one pretty easily.
Yep.
A little tighter for second.
Quite a
third.
Yeah, there's a real, and you can see we're seeing the boat size get larger and larger. Those are some pretty robust holes right there.
It's pretty neat that they all came from all along the coast, though. This is a big investment, not only in time, but in money to do this. But again, they're going after those bragging rights, so you got to put something in if you want to get something back, I guess.
No pain, no gain.
So, yeah.
But we do know, we've heard over the years as we've both continued to report on the lobster industry, sort of a lifelong love for both of us at this point. And, we know that costs have gone up in multiple ways. And so even burning some extra diesel today is a consideration.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do your part, though. It's real easy to support the Lobstermen's Association. Go buy some lobster.
Yeah.
It's wicked cheap. It's cheaper than steak.
Yeah.
You can go feed
your
family.
At this point, it sure is.
I'm not even sure what it's going for right now, but it's like, $6 or $7 a pound or something like that. So it's not bad at all.
Okay, so my question is, what is your favorite preparation? Because there's quite a few ways to enjoy lobster. There's the traditional, handheld autopsy method.
Yeah,
right? But there's so many other ways to do it. There's the roll, so like, what's your
I like
your
them
favorite
all.
lobster
Anything
dish?
with lobster's good.
Yeah.
For me, they call it the other white meat.
Yeah.
So anything. But I think it's just a good old-fashioned steamed lobster is the way I like it.
Okay.
With a side of maybe some corn and some potato salad. Now we're talking. Now we're getting hungry.
Now we're getting hungry.
So,
great.
I haven't had any of that yet. We had crab rolls last weekend.
Okay.
And I like crab rolls just about as much as I like lobster too.
Okay.
So
I have to say, I'm
good.
a fan of a good lobster stew.
Yeah, I like a good lobster stew
Yeah,
too. Anything with lobster in it.
There's something about it. I really enjoy that. And I will say, as someone who wasn't necessarily raised on seafood, my mom
Right.
wasn't a big fan from landlocked Pennsylvania, so it wasn't something that was
Yeah.
really pushed on you a whole lot.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't something that I really broadened my horizons to until much, much later in life.
Yeah.
And I will say a good lobster stew and a hunk of bread.
Yep.
And I'm pretty happy.
My grandmother made the best lobster stew. I remember her making it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So now my mom's kind of taken it over. She makes a great fish chowder too. So
Okay.
we get a lot of seafood down here.
You know,
so it's a place to be.
My dad's particularly enthused at my choice of adopted home state because he is a big seafood buff. And
Yep.
so when we bring them up here to Maine, to visit, I literally spend a week just packing as much seafood into my dad as
that's the way
possibly
to go.
can.
Yeah, that's the way to do it too.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
No, I love it too.
So we're hoping.
We're
Okay,
still
we can
waiting.
see some boats coming across, so it seems like another race is
Yeah,
already
they're gonna be
lining
lining
up.
out there pretty quick here. You can see
All
the
right.
tide's gone out quite a bit since
Yeah,
we've been
we've
here.
watched the water level change
Dropping down.
significantly, for sure.
Still a huge crowd out here today. A lot of them over on the commercial fishing pier. They built that many years ago, and that's used
And
by
that's
the
directly
lobstermen.
down this way I guess would
Yep.
be my left.
Yeah.
So not sure if the viewers can see it, but it's
Yep.
it's down a ways, packed, this jam-packed harbor full of boats.
Yeah.
So you can tell this is something that just draws people out. This is a part of the culture and the life here, and
Yep.
it's really amazing to get to witness this. So
It's kind of neat to watch early in the morning if you come out here when the lobstermen are all heading to work, and it's usually bright and early in the morning.
I'm sure.
But they'll go to the various lobster co-ops, kind of like right here.
Mhm.
They'll pick up their bait, and they pay for that, and then they head out. And when they come back, the buyers are waiting for them. Some of the co-ops will buy them directly from the boats.
Mhm.
They have other buyers that will line up along the pier. And so the lobstermen just come in and they drop off their catch for the day. They weigh it and they add it to their totals, and that's that. And then they do it all over again the next day.
that kind of instantaneous business is kind of unique to that industry, where you literally come in from the water and boom,
You got your buyer right there.
your buyer is right there, and folks
throw it on the truck, and
I think folks
that's
can
it.
see out into the harbor now where all the
Yeah.
food trucks and all the setup.
Oh, that's
Okay.
yeah. We were just talking about the food trucks. They've got a ton of them out there today. I took a quick drive by, but they have people selling crafts and that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
a lot of the town celebrations here in Stonington happen right there on that
happen
pier.
right over there, and it really gives folks something to enjoy.
Yeah.
In addition to the races, is some good eats, as we
Right.
like to say.
Yeah. Even on
important.
days when there's not like a big festival or something, you can always go over there. There's something going on, and no shortage of seafood around here.
Oh, absolutely
You know,
not. Yeah.
Best way to do it is talk to somebody local and say, where can I get some lobster?
Mhm.
And then usually they can hook you up and you can buy it that way.
If you're not already talking to a lobsterman who just hands you
Yeah.
immediately, right?
Well, you can talk about fresh lobster too. I mean, in the morning it's living at sea. By night you might have yourself a lobster dinner. Sounds a little cruel, but
Yeah.
that's the way it is. You
It's
talk
definitely
about fresh seafood.
a long-standing tradition for sure.
All right, we're still waiting for another race to start up. It looks like one's getting underway, or maybe they're just lining up now.
Yeah.
I do see a little wet water. Okay. All right, I guess we have a replay from the last race. All right, let's take a look at that, because we were kind of talking over the beginning of it.
We were a little
So
bit,
let's
yeah.
take a look at that replay. You can see the leader in that particular race kind of blew everybody else away.
Kind of ran away a little bit.
And that's the way it goes too. I'm not sure who that was, but we're going to watch that right now. Was that race 19?
I believe that was 19. I think
Okay.
I think it was.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're waiting for race number 20 now that they're lining up. This one only has 3 boats in it. Oh, look at that little speedboat down there. Orange Blossom Special.
All right.
That's just a big toy right there. Guys and their toys.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm the same way. I like my toys too.
Hey, not just guys.
Yeah. Got girls, yeah. I should say just guys. But everybody likes their toys.
Oh, for sure.
All right, it looks like I can't really see from here.
It looks like they're getting close.
This is race 22. I'll tell you,
22.
maybe they're skipping around a little bit.
Okay.
This one is the Diesel Class K, 701 to 900 horsepower. And
Wowzers.
yeah, we're getting up there.
We're getting up there.
28 feet to 39 feet, 11 inches.
All right.
I was talking earlier about Andy Gove, who was a fisherman, long-time fisherman here,
Yeah.
and he won these races up and down the coast for many years.
Yeah.
And my dad was saying that his, I think, was 1,000 horsepower.
Woo.
But it wasn't long after they started going even bigger, and that's what we're going to be seeing from here on out here. These are some pretty powerful boats.
You'll be able to see and hear the difference.
They are underway.
They're going.
And in this race, we have Jeff Eaton, who is piloting the La Bella Vita, Andrew Taylor in the Blue-Eyed Girl, David Merrick in Janice Elaine, Nick Weiberg is in the Witching Hour, and Stephen Osgood is piloting the Shooting Star today. Coming down the thoroughfare. They're going pretty fast, Beth.
Wow. Yeah, they are. They're hauling. Yeah. They're straight up
literally hauling
at this point.
Yeah. All right, race 22 is now in the books.
All right.
Congratulations
Be
to whoever
interesting to
won
find
that.
out who was out ahead there in that one.
Yeah, we'll find out some of the winners and all that sort of thing later on.
All right.
They're keeping track of all that kind of thing. So. All right, we're going to check you back in with Janessa in a little bit. Have we heard from Janessa lately? She's out on a boat somewhere. She's caught up in the party. And if you're just joining us, Janessa's had the best job today.
I would agree.
I was talking to her, it was I think a week ago when we found out she was going to be joining us. We do the morning show together.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, hey, any chance you want to go do this? She's like, sure, I'll be out there. She's game. So we placed her out on the boat with Chief Photographer Dave Simpson.
Dave Simpson, our intrepid Chief Photog.
Captain Paula.
Yeah.
She's been piloting them around today, and it's very kind of her to take them all on their boat today.
Yeah.
So they've just been visiting with people out on the boats and just having a good old time.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about her experience later on.
She's experiencing the maritime tailgating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little different thing.
Yeah, little different thing.
This is my first time doing this either. I've watched it for many years. I mean, since I was a little kid.
Right.
But this is my first time looking at it from this perspective, so it's pretty neat.
It's definitely a first time for me, and it's been great over the years that I've been here to kind of slowly roll into all the different industries and aspects of Maine life that are so unique, and all of them wonderful and iconic, in their own right. I mean, it's a little difficult to pick a standout. You have the coastline and everything that comes with the coastal life, and then you have our lakes and our rivers and our waterways and everything there. And so it really is great and feels like a real gift to get to experience all of the things here that make Maine Maine. And it's been wonderful the last 15 years. It's why it's been 15 years.
Right. It goes by fast, too.
Yeah, it sure does.
That's one of the good things about our job is, you have to cover an awful lot of bad things because we have negative things that happen in our lives.
Right.
But there's so much good happening around the state of Maine.
Right.
You just have to look past all the other, don't go on social media because you get a different view of what things are going on. We've got a lot of nice things going around here.
We
got
do.
some great people in this state, great industries. This is a great way to see it, too, because we get to witness it all the time, and we get to tell the stories of people like Captain Paula.
And the state is so expansive, and that's sometimes I think people sort of lose track of that, is that the state is so expansive that it's almost difficult to get to experience all aspects of Maine life because everything is so spread out. And so one of the great things that we get to do is to go to all those places and have these experiences and then get to share it with people as well, which is really wonderful. And we get to experience it in real time too.
I got away from it for a few years.
Yeah.
I've been doing this local news for almost a little over 40 years, but for a couple of years there I took a break and I missed it.
Yeah.
I miss getting out there and knowing what's going on and telling the stories. I mean, I look at it as a real privilege. So when I talk to the young reporters, I try to explain that. This is a privilege to be able to do that. When people watch us, they pick you for a reason.
Right.
And it's a privilege to be able to come into their living rooms and tell the stories and
every
that sort
night.
of thing. And
you really get to connect with people. It's a real relationship that you get to have.
Yeah.
And it's important. It's important to be able to have that trust and have that relationship so that folks know that when you're telling them something, it's important.
And it's fun.
And it's fun. It's also fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're out here on a Sunday watching boat races.
It's not a bad thing.
So you kind of can't beat it a little bit. Yeah.
We'll do this, then I'll head up the hill, and I'll probably have a snack with Mom and Dad. And,
of course.
And then head home, and then it's back to reality tomorrow for all of us.
I have to share my experiences on social media because my family is in Pennsylvania, and it's it's always so interesting to hear from them when I share something, you know, a unique place I've been to, or an event like this, and you know, the feedback you get, oh my gosh, wow, that looked amazing, and all of those things, and it kind of reinforces what a unique place we all get to call home.
Yeah, that's the good part about social media. There's so many good things about it, sharing the good things.
Sharing the good, and being able to connect with people who are really far away from you.
Yeah, I like to see people's kids. I like to see, you know, their adventures, what they're eating. I love all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for
Gardening
sure.
tips. If you can just, you know, put a filter on some of the other stuff.
On some of the other stuff, yeah.
You know, we'll work on that.
Put a filter on your mind. Yeah, there's
good luck
that
with
too.
That,
so it looks like we have another race lined up out there.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
Okay.
It takes a little while to get everybody up there.
For sure.
And then once they're there, it doesn't take long for them to go.
Now, when they line up, is it just you sort of try to stay in one place and stay in a straight line, or is there something? I mean, you don't hook onto anything because that would be dangerous.
That'd be they're basically kind of like in a drag race. They line them up the best they can down there, and then they get them going.
Okay.
Jeff Eden would be a good guy to talk to about the specifics of that.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me they just kind of lined up, and then when it seemed like everybody was about lined up, then they let them rip down the thoroughfare there. So.
What's interesting,
and here they come.
Here they come. Let's kick it out there. The race is underway, folks.
I'm not exactly sure which one this is, but I believe it's race number 25, just judging from the number of boats.
Yeah, I was going to say that is another packed field.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
9 boats.
I would say.
So this would be the diesel class N, 40 feet and over.
501 to 750 horsepower.
All right.
Shazam.
That's some big boats there.
Yeah.
We have David Vintner in the Master Mason, Jared Gove in the Kristen Lee, Tom Lindahl in the Ava Marie.
We have a Fred Hersom in the Bella Grace, Jason Chipman piloting Miss Madeline, Patrick Hanley piloting Miss Amelia, Devin Haskell piloting Hooligan, Johnson Boyce in Catch 22, that's clever, and John Mitchell in Resolute.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Once again, the leader pulled far ahead, with the other ones trailing in just behind. You can almost feel the diesel power, up here.
You can hear
reverberates.
The hum of that engine almost reverberates in your chest a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Now is that a spectator boat? Because that's a lot of people to be carrying when you're trying to race.
They just raced with a whole
pack
deck full of people. Got one more coming in across the finish line. All right, well, as you know, Janessa Bishop, my morning co-host,
extraordinaire,
my partner in crime.
Indeed.
She's been busy out there today interviewing people all along the racetrack, and we're going to send things back down to Janessa. Who are you talking with now, Janessa?
All right, everyone. Well, we actually just docked the boat and came back onto land. It's a little past my lunchtime, and I was hungry, so we're down here with all of the different food vendors. I was walking around and noticed these two folks that are doing lobster rolls. Ma'am, what's your name again?
Wendy Gray.
And you?
Gleason Gray.
Okay, well, what are you guys doing down here today? I see you have this little mini oven out, and you're making lobster rolls. Okay.
We sell lobster rolls for the Odd Fellows in Stonington. That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And how do you kind of put this together? It's a little setup.
She cooks the rolls and I put the meat in them, which is right underneath of us.
Okay, so we're sitting on the lobster meat. We're sitting on the cooler on the lobster meat. Yeah. And is that to keep it nice and cool and fresh?
Yeah, ice. Yeah, we keep it on ice.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. And what are you doing over here? You have a little butter, I see?
I toast the rolls, so get them ready for him.
Okay, well, are you guys lobstermen? Do you guys have your own boat and go out, or how do you kind of do this?
I work for Coldwater Seafood.
Okay. And that's how you get all of these different ingredients and that stuff?
Yeah, we processed it there Friday.
Okay, wonderful. What's your favorite part about coming out to the lobster boat races today and being able to vend to different people right here on the dock?
To see all the different people and socialize, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. Have you guys been able to catch any of the races so far today?
I can see them all right there when they finish.
That's right. I didn't even notice. Actually, yeah, we have a direct view right from their stand of the races. That's phenomenal. For anyone, you guys, I'm assuming, are Stonington locals.
Yes, we are.
For anyone who is coming down, whether they're from Maine, but maybe just not this part of Maine, or they're from another state, what would you guys recommend? Any recommendations, whether that's restaurants or anything to do down here in the town?
Restaurants, yeah, the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water is beautiful right here in this port. And for you, you guys have obviously a lot of fishing history down here, but you guys also have a ton of other history, whether that's with Crotch Island and the granite. You guys have the museum in town. Have you been into that museum?
No.
No, you haven't. No. Have you been into the museum? No. You guys have to go. I was down here last year doing the on-the-road shows for Stonington, and they have a lot of good stuff down here. Yeah. Any last remarks about, your stand or anything about today?
Just we hope that people will come and have a nice fresh made lobster roll.
Absolutely. If anyone's watching this right now, maybe they're in Stonington down here, come down and support them for sure.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to turn things back over to you guys.
All right, we're back out here with Hugh Reynolds, who is the owner of the wonderful business that is hosting us today, Greenhead Lobster. So what's the day been like for you? Because you've been watching all this unfold as well.
I love this.
Yeah.
We're having a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's relaxing. Everybody's in a good mood. Nobody's worried about, are there lobsters, the price of bait, fuel. People are just relaxing, having a good time. It's a great celebration in Maine and Stonington there.
How important is it to have celebrations like this, both for the folks in the industry and just for Maine in general?
I mean, for us, I think it's a big deal because, there's been a lot of dark skies, regulatory, fishing's gotten sort of a hard rub, and I think this is important. Celebrate, have a good day, and feel good about being in the lobster industry.
It really is a celebration too. I mean, the energy's been fantastic. The boats ripping down the thoroughfare has been awesome.
Hey, we're lucky here. We got the lobster capital of the world. We got to celebrate it.
I would say so.
We got to take advantage of that.
That's a fair point.
Right.
Hey,
do you know how they start? We were trying to figure out when they get them started. Do they come up to a certain line? Is it a rolling start or what? No, it's not a rolling start. Yeah. I mean, they can, but it's a timeline. But most of them they get as far, get safe, so they get apart from each other. And then when it hammers, you can kind of watch it. I don't know if you're catching the starts out there, but there is a little bit of strategy there, especially if you get a bad start, because you can get caught in the other boat's wake.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then you can't get out of it. I mean, Jeff, the host here, had a famous race where they started and he got a bad start and he got caught. He's like, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to have to go through that guy's wake. So he took a wide turn outside everybody's wake.
Water.
Went in by all the boats. It was a pretty pretty bold move. But then he got out of the wake and won the race. It was pretty awesome. I did see one boat. It got caught. There were like two boats in front of him, and there was no getting out of it. Yeah, once you're in that and you get the roll going like this, there's no race for you. I mean, you're not going to win. All right, we got another question for you. You're a lobster expert. And we were just talking about cooking lobster. How do you cook lobster? Honestly, the best way to do it, I think, is steam it. Yeah. And the secret is to get it to 175 degrees internal temperature for about 60 seconds and then cool it right away. Really? That's the best you're going to get. Huh. Yep.
That is a precise launch.
How long do you cook it?
You go
right for the depending on 212 steam, I mean, depending on how many BTUs you have, but if you get a good burner, you can cook them in 6-8 minutes in steam, depending on how many there are. It's interesting to see everybody does it a different way. They turn red and the antennas pop off, so that's the key. And the soft shell, you can overcook them a little bit. Yeah. You're okay, you're not going to get hurt. But my favorite step is to really cool them.
Okay.
Yeah. Get an ice bucket. Cook them and drive them right in the ice
because that'll
stop
otherwise, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, and they're in the shell, so that shell's like its own little oven. The meat will just continue to cook.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Usually we cook them in a big pot and then we just dump them out on the rock.
Yeah.
And then that's one way to do it too.
Yeah, that works that way. Eating them outside summer, I mean, it's a great time to eat lobster. Yeah. I actually don't really eat lobster until these guys start catching the new shells.
Right.
Yeah.
In the summer, then I start just housing lobster.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like 5 last yesterday.
People are also always very specific in how they dismantle said lobster.
Yep.
And so people are very specific in their methodology for taking it apart and enjoying every last bit of that meat. So what is your key to lobster enjoyment as far as
I take the claws off, then take the tails off, maybe then I chew on a few legs, let it cool down or whatever.
Right.
Then I probably shuck the tail first, then a claw, then go back to a claw.
Okay.
I mean, it's all going to get eaten. I don't really have a method. I'm going.
And then repeat.
Repeat.
And then repeat again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we thank you again for hosting us.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you guys for coming down
Yeah,
this
we
and
really
giving Stonington. I mean, it's a great place, and your connection to the island.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's the Stonington boat race is a special event. So thank you.
Yeah. It's great
We're
it's
trying
great to partake.
Share that with people, and hopefully we can come back here another year and do
Please
it again
do.
sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you again.
Sounds good.
Thank
we
you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have
All
a good
right.
day.
All right.
Want to get that mic off you?
Yeah.
Live tape. There you go. You just throw it over there. That's what. I shouldn't say that with engineers around. Don't throw it. Set it down very
I know.
carefully.
Our engineering team at home just went, what was that, Greg?
I didn't say that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, right.
So.
All right.
Well, we're waiting for another race to start up here.
And we only have a few
anytime
left,
now.
by the way. We were told a
Couple
short
left.
time ago there are about 6 races left. Now we might be down to 5 with that last one. So
all this talk of lobster. Ooh.
How hungry are you right now?
I might have to go get some lobster or something before I go. So.
Yeah, for sure.
We will see.
All right.
All right. Well, maybe we could take another break. Do we have another break?
I think we have one. Yep,
No
we
more
do.
breaks?
We have one more.
Okay. We'll take one more break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and we'll wrap things
We're
up
gonna
here.
close
We
it
got
out,
A
yeah.
couple of more races here, so don't
Alrighty.
go away.
Don't go
more
away.
live boat races coming from Stonington.
ABC 7, Fox 22. The place we call home, telling Maine stories wherever you roam. From sunrise shores to forests of pine, hard work, strong hearts, values that shine. From old towns to harbors, back roads to ocean blue. Neighbors helping neighbors in all that we do. Through storms and clear skies, day after day, we're here with the stories that matter in Maine. From mountains to sea, standing strong and true. This is Maine, this is home on ABC 7, Fox 22.
Family Feud asks, what were they thinking?
Well, you tell your kids they walk in on you making love. They walk in on you making love. Walk in on you making love.
We was playing hide and go seek.
We was playing hide and go seek and he found me.
Thinking about fun? Watch Family Feud.
Old school is just, what is you in here for? Get out.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
He refused to take a repossession sitting down.
I made a partial payment of $170.
I don't care if he made a partial payment. He didn't make a payment.
So Mom
What?
I just want to say, I've been making the payments for him.
stands up for her boy.
She was trying to catch up.
How do you know what I was trying to do? There was no specific date that Albert said that those payments were to be due.
She thinks that she's cuter than I am.
Next, Judge Judy.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7.
The fun never stops at Wheel.
You got it! It's a claw! And the crowd goes wild.
A truly historic bonus round on Wheel of Fortune. Somebody could win $500,000. Where are you going?
To pass out?
Exciting giveaways ahead, like fabulous vacations, and let's manifest another $1 million winner.
You're a millionaire!
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
All right, right, welcome back, everyone. I think we just wrapped up race number 26, the diesel class, the 40-footers.
Yep.
They had 6 involved in that one, and I think we have some highlights of that. I'm not sure if they're going to play that right now. But we have a few more coming up, and this is where it gets really interesting because they have the free for all, so they're kind of
the race. It's literally called free for all.
Yeah,
gasoline free for all, and the diesel free
whoever
for all.
wants to take part,
whoever
they
wants
can
to
do it.
throw down
So
gets to throw down.
Things get a little freaky there.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite races happened real early this morning. To begin with, the little skiffs out there, and they get these high-powered engines on them.
Yeah.
And the skiffs barely touch the water; they're just skimming across the.
Practically flying.
Exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So. And that's kind of what we'll see a little bit more as we get into some of these big, powerful boats as we move ahead. We did a little story, too, about this town. What a special town we're at, too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of biased, of course, because I have so much family that have lived here over the years.
Well, your bias is justified because I share your view. Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. The people down here are just wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it was, who was it, Jody?
It was Jody Hersey who has a package on what makes Stonington such a unique place.
So let's talk a little bit more about this place that we're broadcasting from today.
Yeah.
Life in Stonington, Maine can be idyllic. Some would even say magical.
And there's a really special magic to Stonington, and I think people aren't always aware of all the components of that magic.
Just over 1,000 residents live in Stonington, including Gail Stinson and her daughter Abby.
I'm born and raised here. I never left. I don't want to leave. I don't know. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
5 years ago, the Stinsons opened Stonecutter's Kitchen, a year-round restaurant right on the waterfront.
From a young age, like 3 years old, she had her lemonade stand. She always wanted to have a little cafe.
I wanted to open up a cafe, like she said, and I've always wanted to do something like that. Serve people. I always like the fast pace. I like the meeting people from different places. Like, I've met so many people, and everybody has a different story.
This coastal community sees a large influx of visitors every summer, which is good for business. But the Stinsons knew they wanted the restaurant to be a special place for locals as well.
We've been trying to do a lot of things to bring community together. We've been doing a lot of events.
The trivia, the cribbage, the bingo, the karaoke. We do live bands. We've incorporated a lot of stuff from other places to make people come.
Economic and Community Development Director Linda Nelson said the working waterfront is what drew her to this area.
It is an extremely busy place. The fishermen go to work at 3:30, 4 in the morning. The whole harbor starts up then. People work 12-hour days, 15-hour days. It's a working community, and that's actually what attracted me. I grew up in a working waterfront community down in Connecticut.
Nelson said the town has 350 licensed fishing boats that operate out of Stonington Harbor. She is currently working to help preserve a lot of the historic charm and breathtaking views that exist in this neighborhood.
So we're working right now with the Maine Historic Preservation Commission because a group of these buildings, 24 of them to be exact, are eligible for a National Historic District. And the reason they are is because they were all built in the same period between 1870 and 1930, and that was the boom of the granite industry here in Stonington.
One of the town's well-known landmarks is its historic Opera House.
So the Opera House is the structure itself that we're seeing today was built in 1912 and is the only one of that architectural style in the region. We have 246 seats in our theater, and they are the original seats from the 40s.
Professional actors travel here to perform year after year.
I think every town would like to have an opera house, and especially in a rural space like this that offers a robust year-round programming that includes live theater, includes music, movies. There's always something happening at the opera house.
Whether you're a lifelong Mainer, a vacationer, or a visitor passing through, locals say there is no other place quite like Stonington.
Certainly this is the place to get the best fresh lobster in the region. And that the pace here is slower than you might find otherwise, but we like to take the time to stop and take in the beauty of this town that we live in.
In Stonington, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And welcome back to the 2026 Lobster Boat Races. Craig Colson reporting here with Beth Jones. Oh, it's so nice to be working with you today.
Yeah, we don't get to see each other real often.
Like,
we are literally like ships passing.
I do the early shift, you do the late shift.
It's true.
Yeah, a little bit different. If you've been enjoying the Lobster Boat Races today, you're in luck because they still have more of the season ahead, so you can just go check them out for yourself if you want.
Yep.
We're about halfway through the season, really. And next weekend, it looks like they will be moving on to the Friendship Lobster Boat Races on the 19th, which is next Sunday. That'll be followed by the Harpswell Lobster Boat Races on the 26th. And then we'll be moving into August. I can't believe August is almost here.
Yeah, good
It's
Lord.
funny, once you get to 4th of July, it just goes
It whizzes
so
right
fast. In August on the 8th, my dad's birthday, Winter Harbor Lobster
Shout
Boat
out.
Races. Hi, Don. On the 9th, Merritt Bracket Lobster Boat Races down in Pemaquid.
Yep.
They have the Long Island Lobster Boat Races on the 15th, which is a Saturday.
Okay.
And then they have the Harbor Fest Lobster Boat Races down in Portland on the 16th, and that will pretty much wrap it up. And then they'll all gather on the October 17th. That's when they have a big awards banquet down at Robinson's Wharf and Tugs Pub in Southport. So they can kind of go down there and celebrate the season and talk about the races that they had over the season. So,
Everybody can brag about their bragging rights.
and that's when it begins.
That's when it begins, yeah.
They'll probably print up T-shirts and all that kind of stuff.
All
and,
that good stuff, yeah.
And have some fun.
Well, I mean, you definitely want to celebrate a season of lobster boat races. And speaking of which, it looks like we have another
got another one
going
underway.
off the line.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
How many boats we got in this one? We got just 2 out there for this one.
Yep, I see 2 wakes.
Well, it looks like one maybe having a problem and is turning around. Maybe they had I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, we'll try and figure that out because it looks like there is only one coming down the course. We're going to send it over to our eyes on the water, Janessa. Janessa?
Who are you talking to now, Janessa?
All right. So as we said earlier, we docked the boat, got on land, and I found Dana, who is another Stonington local. Dana, thanks so much for coming up here and joining us.
No problem.
So he knows a lot about Stonington history and a lot about the history of these boat races in general. What would you say? How did these get their start? What's the story behind it?
What I've heard, it was, well, I probably was around, but it started down in Jonesport and Beals in that area. The guys racing in at night after they'd been out fishing all day, and I guess it kind of looked like fun after a while, and they wanted to know who was the fastest and the radar guns and all that, and then that went to everybody had to have a bigger engine to beat the other guy, and now it's all over the coast.
Exactly. So what you said, it's got its start in Jonesport, specifically, and now they do races all over the place. You said you've been in Stonington basically your whole life. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
And how many different times have you seen these lobster boats race?
Oh my goodness. I was trying to think how long we'd had it here, but it's way over 30 years.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Are you a lobsterman yourself? Do you go out, or did you ever do that?
Yeah, just I'm part of the mosquito fleet with an outboard. That's what they call a kid. My son fishes full time, but
Okay. Well, what's the name of his boat?
Mulligan.
Oh, it's right on your shirt, right there. Yep, definitely. And is he racing today?
No. He's saving. It's fun to race, but if you break something out here today, you're not going to make anything tomorrow when you can fish. They can't fish on Sundays now.
Exactly. Yeah, so you're saying they have to be kind of relatively careful.
When he had his 29-footer, he used to race, but he's got 38 now, and he just put that engine in from being rebuilt. So.
Yeah.
And
So you got
the class he's in. These guys are way faster.
real fast. Yeah. Well, Dana, thank you so much for giving us a little background and history from a Stonington local. We're going to turn things back over to you guys.
All right, well, Janessa's moved on shore now. She's been on the boat all day.
All day.
Got to get her sea legs back now.
Yeah, that's probably going to take a minute or two.
Yeah. What a good time, though. All
But
right,
we were just talking about prize money because,
Yes.
of course, bragging
Yeah.
rights being the most important part of this, but there is a little cash involved as well.
Yeah, it's not a great deal, but in the different races, the winner is awarded, I believe it's $250.
Correct.
Second place gets $150. Third place gets 100.
100, yep.
But they also have, they put several thousand into different pots.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how it works out, but somebody ends up winning that.
I think there are 2 pots.
2 pots.
2 pots, and then I think it's 4 or 5K. And
Yeah.
it sounds like you don't actually have to win a race, you just have to throw in for the pot.
Well, that sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, that's so good.
That's a pretty nice pot right there.
Yeah.
That'll buy you some bait.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, again, it's not about the money, I guess. Certainly the money will help out, but what's that? Race 24. This is race 24 coming up. So, but yeah, if you win first place, that'll pay for your gas maybe for the day.
Yeah.
You know,
all the
they-
diesel you
they
blow
spend
on
a
the
lot
race
of
course,
money
right? So, folks, we have race 24 coming down now, and we're just going to get to our sheets, and so we can tell you all about race 24 and who's coming down. So, race 24, a bit of a smaller field, 3 boats. This is diesel class M, so we're talking 40 feet and over, and up to 500 horsepower. So we have a John R. Williams coming down in the Christy Michelle, a Devin Gray in the Sarah Christina, and Sean Haskell in Priorities. And that's who is on the water, ripping down the thoroughfare as we speak. Let's take a look.
The Christy Michelle is one of my favorite lobster boats. That's a local boat they keep tied up over by the town dock all the time.
Okay.
And John Williams' boat, and that's the one I believe right there in the middle. It's a beautiful green boat.
Yep.
And you could just tell that they take a lot of pride in maintaining it. It just looks like it
Absolutely.
rolled out of the shop. So these are working lobster boats, so they get beaten up pretty bad when they're out
for sure.
there.
The elements that they're out in.
So if you want to keep it and maintain it like that, you have to put in a lot of work. So.
All right, here they come.
It's not a very fast race, but it looks like they're pretty close together out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. We're not seeing the speeds that we've seen in other races with this particular race, and it's a much closer race actually.
These are working lobster boats.
Yep.
These, on Monday morning they'll head out to sea and go to work.
Right back to reality Monday morning, huh?
Yeah.
After racing glory.
Some of the more souped up ones, they might use those for lobstering too, but some of those are, pretty much for this.
For racing.
They use it for racing.
That's when you get to the point where you can have toys.
Yeah.
And now one of your lobster boats isn't a worker, it's more of a toy.
Very expensive toys.
Very, very expensive toy. All right, so that was race 24. The next race, race 25, is quite a packed field down there.
Yep.
If in fact that's the next race that comes down. They have popped around a little bit.
Yeah, they have jumped around a little bit.
Yep.
Depends on who's ready and where they are, but they're out there lining up right now.
Yeah. And the day has just continued to be absolutely gorgeous. We've been so blessed today to get to see this on
Still a bunch of boats out there watching. I mean, some people have come in. I think they get
it
a
still
little...
looks pretty packed out there,
Yeah,
actually.
there's still a bunch of people out there. You get pretty fried out there, too. Some people got smart and they brought these little pop-up tents
yeah,
to protect them. But if you're sitting out there on an exposed lobster boat, it doesn't take too long. All right, we have maybe a replay from the last race. So let's take a look at that. We'll get a little closer up look at it. Underway. I don't want to send it yet.
I don't see a wake yet.
As we wait for this next race to get underway, we're going to send things back to Janessa. Who are you talking with now, Janessa? She's all over the place today.
She is. She's woo.
Yeah. All right, we're waiting for Janessa.
We are waiting for Janessa. We're also
We're over here at the New England Fishermen Stewardship Association. We're here with Jason, that's correct, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, well, what are you guys doing over here? I see you got a bunch of merch behind us. What is your mission and what do you guys do?
So I'm the, what am I? Judas Priest, we're live, aren't we? Yes, so I'm the fisheries advocate with New England Fishermen Stewardship Association. I'm a lobster fisherman from Swans Island, and we are fighting the whale rules that are really overbearing on us, that are going to be coming back on us after 2028. So we're fighting against that, trying to get some better science out there. We're advocating for that, advocating for Representative Golden's bill. That's going to help us. And we're just glad to be out here in the community. We're invited to come. Everybody there has been very helpful. We have a lot of members here. We'd like more.
Absolutely. Well, with those the whale rules, would you mind just explaining a little bit to me, like what that pertains to and what that is specifically?
Oh wow! So back in 2017, there was a large, a lot of right whales that were lost due to a lot of Canadian interaction, gear interaction, and ship strikes. Unfortunately, the way the whale rules are written, the United States fishermen and lobstermen were penalized for that. And so we do not have the impact that it would appear that we do. So a bunch of rules came on us. Our delegation was able to put a freeze on those rules from being more impactful than they should be, because we don't have that much of an impact. And now, since then, thanks to Susan Collins, we got a lot of money for a passive acoustic array that was put in the Gulf of Maine. And then that is monitoring now the whales. There's also called a glider. There are aerial flights that go overhead, as well as a vessel viewing. But we're seeing the data show that we don't have the interaction with right whales here in the Gulf of Maine that was thought. And so we're trying to, so anyways, all of those rules are going to come back at us in 2028. And we're trying to push that off so we can collect more data.
Absolutely. So you're kind of, advocating for more research here. And yeah, that's kind of your mission. For people who may want to support you and what your mission is, can people donate to this or help with like the science aspect at all? How does that kind of work with, community-based things?
So I don't know what the website is. I should know.
That's all right. We'll find it.
Yeah. So you go to our website. We have a bunch of things that we are advocating for and science that we're supporting. But yeah, anybody can join. I mean, commercial fishermen, it's $100 to join, and it's money well spent.
Absolutely. And just for everyone watching, that is New England Fishermen's Stewardship Association. If you want to type that into Google and learn more about that, then that's probably what you would Google. For you guys here today, has it been a great turnout with the community? Have you been able to catch any of the races?
I've caught some of the races. And of course, there's a couple of other things that have happened out here that's kind of slowed things down. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I saw Foolish Pleasure run up through here about 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
So that was fun to watch. But it's a good chance. I know a lot of the fishermen in this area. Like I said, I'm from Swans Island. I know a lot of the fishermen here, so it's a good chance to catch up and encourage my fellow fishermen to join us and help us advocate for them.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, thank you so much for doing this. We'll look forward to maybe being in touch as well. I feel like this would be a great story idea to do later on. So thank you so much. We're going to turn things right back over to you guys.
All right, thank you, Janessa. Well, that last race, while she was talking, I think they had it on the screen there. That was a good example. We were talking earlier about how if you get caught in the wake behind there.
The whole back of the field, the whole second half of the field, you could tell was just trying to navigate through the huge wake coming off of the first 2 or 3 boats. You really saw folks getting caught up in it.
That's when you get in the crowded field there. You want to get out as close to the front as you can to avoid all that, because the guys in the back, they're just kind of bumping around out there.
Yeah, for sure. And regardless of how big or how powerful your boat is, if you are caught in a wake from some of these bigger boats, I mean, that's it. You're kind of done.
It might stop you right in your tracks almost. So.
Absolutely.
We still have a few more races here. We're getting into some of the open classes where they just, they literally call it the free-for-all.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
So we have the gasoline free-for-all, which is race 28, and then the diesel-powered free-for-all, race 29. And then we have the Memorial Cup. So this is when you start getting down to brass tacks, I would imagine. So we have the Andrew Gove Memorial Cup, which is the fastest working lobster boat.
We were talking about Andy Gove earlier.
You were. Yeah. And then race 31, the Jimmy Stevens Cup, and that is the fastest boat afloat.
That should be fun.
That's some bragging rights
Yeah.
right there. I think both of those.
Now we're getting up into some of the really exciting ones. I
Yeah.
like the non-working boats. Those are some of the ones that are really souped up and can go
Yeah.
just flying across the water.
Which is crazy to see, and it's always interesting to see and hear what folks have done to their, like, what did you do to
Right.
your toy? Yeah.
They put a lot of work and a lot of money into it.
Yeah. It's,
You know, you think about the lobstermen and their job. It's not just out on the water. A lot of the work happens back at home too. They all have
Sure.
shops, so they'll spend a lot of time just maintaining these traps and their boats too. But a lot of these lobstermen, they'll have hundreds of traps. I know a couple of guys that they fish 600 plus,
right. I mean, we've spoken to lobstermen who fish 800 plus.
yeah, and
so,
all of
yeah.
those need work. All of them need to be maintained, and it's an expensive business to get into.
It is,
So-
and we also talked about maintaining the miles upon miles of end line. Now, Maine lobstermen, for the sake of conservation and wildlife safety, only use weighted end lines. So
Right.
they don't have what they sort of call spaghetti rope, which is just the extra rope that's sort of drizzled on the surface, which is an entanglement danger.
Yep.
So the Maine lobstermen use the weighted end lines, and they still have hundreds upon hundreds of miles
Yeah.
of rope to maintain. That means replenishing the specific coded paint markings that you're supposed to have depending on what waters you fish in.
So before you even go on the water, you have to spend
There
a lot
is
of
a ton
money
of work to do.
and work. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for
it never
sure.
ends. So.
No, it doesn't.
All right, we're waiting for another one there. It's kind of neat. We're watching some of the families coming in. They've been out there all day on the lobster boats enjoying the races, and
Yeah.
everybody's got their skin's a little pinker from the sun, but everybody looks like they're pretty happy as well.
Oh, for sure. No, it's been a great day here in Stonington. It's been great to share this with all of you. And your ties to Stonington, your knowledge of Stonington has been great for the people to get to listen to. It's a perspective that we wouldn't get otherwise, and so that's been great as well.
I think we need to open a bureau here or something, and I can report from here every
A
day.
Stonington bureau.
We'll have to talk to them.
I
about
think
it,
that's a dream job right there. Yes.
I don't think they'll do that, but that would be fun.
No,
we just love getting out and doing these kind of things, though.
Yeah.
What is he in? Boy, you never know what you're going to find out here. All kinds of different.
Somebody's
kinds of
out there
boats.
doing donuts
Yeah,
in a dinghy.
Yeah, that looks like fun. All right, we're waiting. We're just waiting here. A lot of this is just waiting, just like in anything.
Right.
But at least you have some pretty scenery to look at.
And these are sort of the biggest races of the day, and so you know that among the racers and among the spectators who know that.
This is where it's going to get real fun.
Real fun.
So we'll see what happens. It really began last night too. They had a big dance down here, and some of the lobstermen from the different communities, they came here ahead of time, and you could hear them down here. I went to bed pretty early last night.
Right.
But they were down here rocking out. They had a nice band and everything. And,
Yeah.
And then it continued today as well.
Yeah,
So
you love it.
They make a thing out of it.
Which is great. And you said there's always something going on the town pier, but certainly this weekend there's been quite a lot going on there, vendors and food trucks and stuff. So there's plenty to see and do, and all that's going to continue throughout the day today, which is neat too.
No shortage of things. This time of year, you really have, if you live in Maine, you have a hard time deciding, what am I going to do this weekend? This weekend you had this, I think the Moxie Festival was happening, and I think there were a few other festivals as well, but every weekend there's something.
And so for folks who maybe are watching this on TV this year and go, oh, I want to see that in person next year. If you're not from Stonington, so if you don't have that in of just sort of walking out your front door and coming down to the pier, for folks who need to plan to come here, what do you suggest for them to do?
Well, there's a lot of options. Obviously, a lot of people are doing bed and breakfast now. There's that sort of thing, but there's a few motels and hotels around here, and that's kind of what a lot of people do. I'm lucky because my folks live here, and so we just kind of go and take over their house. But that works out well. But just you could call the local town office. They can give you some ideas on what you want to do. But there's some beautiful beaches down here. You've got the Stonington Opera House. They put on plays and they show movies. And there's always kind of neat things to do. Tons of fresh seafood.
What should folks know about parking? Because that's always a concern if you're coming from away.
There's a couple of different parking areas where you can pay for it.
Yep.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Maybe. So there's you could pay for like by the day. Some people that they go out to Idaho, which is about 10 miles that way. They'll park on the mainland. They'll take the ferry service over, and then they'll stay out there for whatever time, and you just pay by the day. But you could look into things like that too. I mean, it's so neat to go out to Idaho and just see what's going on out there. You can take boat tours. You can call up Captain Paula, and she'll take you out and teach you how to lobster.
Captain Paula's a good contact.
She's
to make.
great.
Yeah.
She's she's born to be a teacher, and she loves doing that. But there's tons of things to do. You can rent kayaks. You can go, all up and down the coast. There's no shortage of things to do. Go whale watching.
Folks looking to come here shouldn't have too hard a time figuring out a trajectory to come and watch the races.
And they have a town beach. It's called Sand Beach. And it used to be kind of a quiet little beach. I remember growing up and going and playing as a kid. On days like today, it gets a little packed because more and more people are discovering the coast of Maine and places like Stonington.
Sure.
So that's a good place to go, but it's free. You just go down there and park and talk about beautiful scenery.
Yeah, I bet.
And Mark Island Light is not too far off that. And I remember visiting my grandmother down here as a kid. You go to sleep and you could hear Mark Island Light every night out there, and it kind of just makes you go to sleep.
I've seen Mark Island Light from a tour boat that left the coast of Bar Harbor and went far enough out into, if you take one of the longer tours that really gets out there, like the one that goes to Petite Manan.
Oh, you're talking about the big time.
The big time. Yeah. I like to spend some time on boats. That's me. So, if I look for a cruise and I see one that's a good 3 hours long, I'm all about it.
All right, we've got another race getting underway now.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Again, these are getting to be the big, powerful
the big dogs.
Boats. And I'm not sure of the number because they have been jumping around a little bit.
They have been jumping around a wee bit, but we know we're getting down to the last few.
We'll just listen in. Those guys at the front are cooking. Flying along.
Flying along. Look at the wake and the spray coming off of them. That's extraordinary. Oh, he's got it by a nose, but it is not one yet.
Ah, he pulled it away right at the end there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. That's great. And we got the rest trailing in behind. But they also got caught in that wake, too. You can see they're just kind of pushing their boats
and now they're
around
sort
a
of
little bit.
battling each other's wakes.
Right.
Yeah.
The guy he's trying to get out to the right a little bit while staying on the course because you don't want to leave the course either.
That is, I mean, I bet, watching it, you can't really appreciate what it's like to be on the boat and feel it when you're in a wake that is that big and that turbulent. So it's quite a thing to just maintain control of your watercraft, let alone.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, these guys are experts. They live out there every day. They're working in all different conditions.
All different conditions,
I wouldn't want to be driving one of those boats in that kind of wake because, it'd be easy enough to kind of throw you off course or something like that.
For sure.
These guys know what they're doing, though. And gals, I should say.
They're the pros.
There's plenty of gals
the
out
guys
there
and
doing
gals,
it, too.
yep. And we have some folks crossing over the course now. Good luck with that wake.
That's what they'll do. They'll pick their time, and then you can speed across.
Speed across, yep.
Try doing that in a kayak, and you can't make your arms go fast enough.
Well, I can tell you, getting waked in a cruise shell and staying upright
you know the feeling.
without swimming is no easy task.
Yeah, you know the feeling.
That is for sure. And if you row a single like I did, singles are about as wide as me, and made of fiberglass, as all cruise shells are. And when it's just you, the only thing that's actually balancing your boat is your oar work.
Right.
So one wrong pull, and
you got to pay attention the whole time.
And you're going to take a little swimming lesson because you have the power to both set and offset your boat simply by how you pull on your oars.
Yeah.
So when then you throw some wake into that, and it gets real challenging.
Yeah.
So big holes like that are kicking off some serious wake.
Yeah, these guys put off some big waves.
Yeah, we can hear it happening.
Yeah. All right, we're waiting for the last couple of races here. It does take a little bit though to get everybody together. This gets kind of fun though.
Yeah.
I like the open class where just anybody that wants to go can go.
Kind of wonder what folks have up their sleeves when they're willing to throw down for the open class races. You just kind of wonder, okay.
It's interesting the different designs of the boats too.
Yeah.
Like some of these things I have no idea what they are, but some of them have these special racks on the back. And I guess it's a way to maintain their traps. Some people have open stern boats, which would scare me, but it makes it easier for them to just throw the traps right off the back. You'll learn a lot about lobstering when you come down here.
Yeah, which is great.
Which is kind of neat to learn it. So
it's been great to kind of bounce around a couple different coastal communities in researching, the industry and reporting on it. And it's, you get to know communities like this. You get to know communities like Cutler and Friendship and other areas. And
well, you've spent a lot of time down in southern Maine too.
Sure.
Is it pretty much the same down there? I haven't spent much time down there.
I mean, to me, no.
Yeah.
I think the two ends of the state vary significantly. The maritime culture is certainly strong throughout the state, but in terms of terrain and area, to me, this end of our state looks different than significantly different than southern Maine.
Yeah.
I'm told we have a replay, so let's kick to the replay and take another look-see at that race.
Get back to work.
Yeah, right. All you all are done having fun now. I'd like to just go out.
Powerful as they get.
Yeah. So this should be an interesting contrast, both visually and just kind of listening to them come down as
These
well.
are like drag boats, like you go to a drag strip or something.
Right. So, if you wanted to put your GTO on water,
yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
With 3 boats in this one, you have Matt Shepard piloting the Alexa Rose. Tom Clemens is in the 4 Ladies, and Ben Weed is in the Emma and Andrew.
All right.
So they're lining up right now, so we'll hang in here and we'll wait until they get going and see what they got.
See what they got.
Yeah. Part of this is just enjoying the sights and sound of the working harbor, the boats and the seagulls.
You can hear the chatter of the
chatter,
officials. Yeah,
the sights and the smells. People are barbecuing. We've been smelling wonderful things coming up from all these boats. And in fact, I think they're barbecuing right below us, which is like torture. But that's okay. That's one of the things that makes it fun too.
We're gonna go eat all the foods.
Oh, when I'm done here, I'm gonna eat everything.
You've been warned, folks. Craig's gonna start shoulder checking people out of his way on his way to the food court over there.
I gotta head back to Bangor after this, actually, because I gotta get up at 3 in the morning and do the news in the morning.
Yes, you do.
So the weekend's coming to
kind of a quick turnaround
end
for you.
Yeah. So
well, I have to imagine you'll sleep well.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I filled in for you a few days last week.
You did.
And to go from the morning show to trying to stay awake and anchor at 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. I guess you get used to it. But I'm used to getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning now.
Well, it's interesting because, when you've been in news as long as we have, you sort of end up at some point working every shift, right? Yeah. And so for folks who don't know, when you work the morning shift, as I did when I worked in southern Maine, you usually get up around 2 o'clock in the morning, kind of up and out by 3, 3:30, and then you're at work by 4 a.m.
In your chair, writing.
Or preparing to go out in the field for whatever live shot folks have planned for you. But then you're done by around noontime, maybe
which is
1.
Great. Yeah.
Which is, especially on a Friday. Yeah. Every Friday felt like early dismissal when I was on early morning, which was cool. And then you kind of shift that. And so now, being on the evening schedule, folks are used to seeing me at 6 and 6:30 and 10 and 11. Now it's, you sort of get out of bed in the morning and you have time to just sort of be you and do some things. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a hyper-vigilant, crazy dog mom. And so I usually start my day.
No,
what, me? Yeah. No, it's such a shock. No one knows that. But, my morning usually consists of, taking my dogs out, walking all over the neighborhood where I live. And, and folks know me as much from my dogs are more well-known than I am. Yeah. And so you kind of start your day, and then you start your work day around 2:30 or so. And so it's they're kind of polar opposites. Yep. Each schedule has its perks. but each allows us to, you know, connect with our viewers throughout the day and bring folks in and then bring us into their communities. And then you get days like today when you're out in Stonington.
It's not a bad.
Watching some boat races. It's not a bad day. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the mornings. I could be just a goofy guy now. I'm just a goofy guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell the news, tell the jokes.
Tell the
sort of
jokes.
thing.
Do the trivia.
So, it's not a bad day.
On this day back in whatever year you pick for that day.
We do that. We like to do the history, and we like to do the celebrity birthdays and all that kind of stuff. But it's a different thing. But yeah, and here we are.
And here we are.
All right, we're waiting for them to. We're still waiting for them to line up the last couple. It looks like they're moving into their positions.
And
out
so
there,
this is
perhaps.
race 27. So assumedly after that, the free-for-alls begin,
Yes.
which we've been talking about
And that's
as well.
going to be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, eventually here we'll get to the non-working boats. Any length, any horsepower, no entrance for that one. So we're not going to have that one this year.
No, we're going to go right to the gasoline
But we do have the gasoline free-for-all, then we do the diesel, and then the Andy Gove Memorial Cup, and the last one will be the Jimmy Stevens Cup, and
So
that will be the fastest boat afloat.
Prizes for last.
Yeah, and that will come up here anytime now.
Sounds like they might be getting underway. So we'll kick it out there and
here they go.
Follow along.
These guys should be pretty quick too.
One would think, yeah.
I think maybe next year if we do this, we ought to put a live camera on one of these boats.
Ooh.
And maybe we can report live from one of the
That
boats
would be awesome.
as they race.
We could also just sort of go Johnny Knoxville on it and just stick one of us on the bow.
There you go. I'll do it.
That's fine.
Yeah. Looks like maybe one of the boats is having a little trouble out there. It's just kind of taking the left off the course. These are some pretty big boats.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, and you can hear them. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Once they get to a certain point.
And so the one that's closest to us is just ripping away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it open right up.
Yeah. It's got a whole passel full of people back there too. That thunderous engine, you gotta love it. You just gotta love it.
Nothing like being on the water too. That's just one of the best parts.
You can only imagine the mountainous wake that third place boat now has to contend with all the way down the course.
You can watch all the waves come in now and toss everybody around in the harbor for a little while.
They should have people on the side trying to stay on top of the paddleboard. That could be like a secondary competition for the lobster boat races. Now we went through this before, but let's remind folks it's bragging rights first and foremost. But then there is some prize money involved here. So for every race winner, it's a $250 prize. Every second place boat, a $150 prize, and then every third place boat, $100 prize.
$100.
And then they've got two big pots going as well.
Yeah, I think there's like $5 grand in each or
$5
something
grand in
like
each
that.
pot, yep.
And I'm not sure exactly how they award that, but somebody ends up winning that too.
Right.
And that'd be a nice payday.
They pick a name out of
They
a hat.
pick a name. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Well, there you go.
You pick a name out of a hat and walk away with 5 G's.
That's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad. That'll probably make your day.
Yeah.
I would think.
You know, earlier today, I'm not sure if we have that greenhead lobster package queued up or not, but that's where we are today. We're at Greenhead Lobster.
We
and this
are.
is a working business. This is one of the places where all the lobstermen will bring their lobster in and to sell. We went down there to just get an idea of what they do, because there's a lot that goes in, not just on the water when you're actually catching lobster, but after they're brought to shore.
Yep,
So,
we do have that story. I believe it was our Doug Banks.
let's take a look at
Let's
that.
take a look at that.
Greenhead Lobster Company has been a fixture in Stonington for around 3 decades. Before this, however, its founder, Hugh Reynolds, started out like many do in Maine's lobster industry, on the stern of a boat.
I got into the lobster business in 1994 when I graduated from college. At that time, lobstering was really starting to take off around here in the Deer Isle, Stonington area, and I got a job on a stern of a lobster boat.
A few years later, recognizing the many facets and jobs involved in the lobster industry, he began working on the local wharf for a buyer, but he says the owner wasn't making ends meet.
8 weeks into my job, my paycheck stopped coming. As it turned out, he was owed the money to the old bookkeeper who had been here for 50 years for Connery's Wharf, who owned this point of land in Stonington, and he was actually willing to make a deal with me. So I stepped in his shoes as the primary creditor. He helped me, and we foreclosed in 6 months' time and moved out the guy that I was working for.
From there, his time owning the Stonington-based lobster supplier company began.
We're fortunate that a few fishermen trusted us enough to get started.
And business was good.
2011 to 2016, the catch here in Stonington just took off.
His company has shipped live lobster across several states, countries, and continents.
I'm sure we've shipped to 50 states, and I'm sure must be 40, 50 countries we've done over the last 30 years.
Then around a decade ago, they began processing and exporting frozen lobster.
People were going to frozen value-added lobster. I'm like, maybe this is the future. We got to give the customer a quality lobster experience in a frozen form.
Reynolds attributes his company's continued relevance on their adaptability.
It's a natural resource business. I mean, what you did last year, that playbook's probably not going to work.
It's that attribute that allows them to prosper, which could be vital for what he says is on the lobster industry's horizon.
We're getting less people into it. Hopefully, people will get excited, go out in the water and get excited about this industry. I mean, it's a great industry. So I'd just like to see more people give it a try.
For Greenhead Lobster Company and Maine's lobster industry is forever striking the balance between adapting and remaining grounded to the roots forged by the generations before them, who spent their days on the stern of a boat.
These guys go fishing, and we like to think of ourselves as the guys who get the stuff, get it to the market, turn the product into money, and do the best job we can to uphold the Maine lobster brand value. And that will always be our purpose. We just need to be adaptable and versatile to continue to do so.
In Stonington, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
So that gives you an idea of what they do at the lobster co-ops. It's just one piece of the machinery that keeps this industry going.
Yep, for sure. And he also talked a lot about sort of the future of the industry and the importance of being adaptable and flexible.
Yep.
And, you know, and I think that's something that lobstermen have had to contend with a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. And we know that from our reporting and our research, you know, and we know that you know, when everything was said and done and, you know, sort of the rules were finalized before they were paused, we know that they did have to go through that first round of cuts. So end lines came up, markings were changed, breakaway points were put in. And I remember at one point, the question was, were they even going to be able to make the deadline for making those gear changes because the parts that were needed weren't in adequate supply. So that, you know, they were kind of being given these new rules and these new requirements, but the question became, are we going to have the links to put in the rope? Are we going to, you know, are we going to be able to be compliant in time? And so that was a huge question too. And so
they want to be on the water though, so they'll do whatever they need to do.
They'll do whatever they need to do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it makes a celebration like today that much more important and that much more of a reward for them. Knowing how turbulent the last 4 or 5 years really have been.
It has been tough. Every day is a challenge when you have to pay for it. I think we have another race getting underway now. This is one, just a couple of boats in there. We're getting into some of the free-for-all now.
Somebody's rocking a pretty big engine.
Yeah. Just have a couple of races left here, too.
Oh, boy. This kind of looks like a David and Goliath situation.
Yeah, listen to that.
Here.
That's where the little boat goes ahead.
Oh, boy.
How about that?
Do they use nitrous?
I don't know. Some of them do have turbos, though.
Yeah,
you know,
right. I think
they get all
we just
souped up there.
For
so.
sure.
Yeah, pretty neat.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, he just whipped right ahead.
Yeah. We mentioned earlier too. There's still more races coming up in the schedule all throughout August, and I was just reading on some of the specifics. Around here, I mean, you're lucky if you have somebody that has a boat, you can get out on the boat. Otherwise, you have to watch from land. But there are in some towns where you can actually hire people. They'll take you on their boat.
Oh, that's
so
great.
Something to look forward to. If you're going to some of these towns, you might ask about that.
Make arrangements for that.
See if you can get on a boat.
That'll be an
that's
experience.
That's a good way to watch it too.
Absolutely. So I have to wonder if that was one of the free-for-alls, perhaps?
I think that was one of the free-for-alls.
Okay.
And I would have to say it was diesel, but just because it sounded like diesel.
Okay.
But I'm not exactly sure.
So that means we, in theory, have one free-for-all left.
Yep.
And then we have the 2 cup races. So we're getting down to brass tacks here.
Yep.
That is for sure.
It looks like they have several boats lining up down there at the starting position. That guy's got a heck of a boat.
I was just going to say, if that's an official.
Yeah. That sounds like a race car. Doesn't sound like a boat.
You know, if you have the joy of being here at some point, you really will marvel at how much this truly sounds like a drag race.
Yeah.
It really does. As someone who's been to a drag race or two, I must say, like, that's kind of what this sounds like. It's sort of, you know, like
that makes it fun. You get the power. You feel the power.
You
know,
do
as they're going by. So.
And then you feel the wake.
And then you feel the wake.
And then you feel the wake.
I think they'll have to get. Maybe they're going to take part in this memorial race as well. I bet they'll have several boats out there for that one.
Oh, for sure. And so we're watching folks line up now for the last couple of races. You can kind of see that happening out there if we have a view.
I'm learning a lot today. I thought I knew about lobster boats, but today I've been learning a lot about them too. That's one of the neat things about this. That one was over 47 miles an hour.
47
That's
miles
pretty
an hour.
fast.
Yeah,
when
I
you're in a
should
little
say
boat like
so.
that. All right. Yeah.
It was wicked fast. Yes.
Do you know what race we're at now?
I'm asking.
Okay.
So, folks, we're just waiting on finding out what race is coming up next.
Hey, Jeff, what race is next?
Our producer is asking the organizer.
Yes.
Diesel free-for-all is next.
Diesel free-for-all is next. Okay.
That's race number 29. So that must have been the gasoline free-for-all.
Indeed.
Yeah. Something about that salt air makes me very relaxed too.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
A little sunshine.
It kind of makes you want to
Salt
linger
air.
a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to work. I just want to go sit on a beach somewhere and have a lobster roll or something.
Can you bottle the salt air and take it with you to the news desk tomorrow morning?
I'll just have to come back next weekend.
That's fair.
So I'll do that. Yeah. Don't listen to him.
I wouldn't exactly call it a gift, but I won't sing to you on the air for the good of our viewers and for you as well.
It's not my birthday today.
It's not your birthday today.
It's coming up this week.
So just so you know, folks, in addition to the fact that our executive producer is next to us, he also happens to be Craig's brother.
Matt Colson.
So there's been a fair amount of heckling from the side. Also a great amount of help, and we appreciate all of our people who are on scene today. This was really Matt's baby, so we appreciate.
Come on over.
Craig's baby.
Come on over, Matt. Come join us.
I'm okay.
You're
He's
camera
going to
worthy.
stay off camera, huh? Yeah. He's nothing but trouble.
Anyway, he did mention that it is Craig's birthday this week.
Yeah.
So happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's one of those birthdays, you know, when you get a certain age where you just don't really want to have another birthday. I mean, I'm happy to have another birthday.
Eat
but
cake.
You don't want to celebrate it too much.
Eat cake and be happy that you're here. Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to celebrate another one.
All right, so the diesel free-for-all is next.
Diesel free-for-all.
That should be a real haul. And it looks like we do have, what is that, at least 4 boats out there that are lining up?
Quite a few boats out there.
Yeah.
Lining up for this
This
one.
should really be something to see.
You got to go get yourself a T-shirt before you leave, too.
I do.
Get your commemorative
Lobster boat racewear.
Yep.
Yes.
I got a hat last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, the summer has really been something. You know, it's a great time to be in Maine in general, and folks know that.
Yeah.
But we had a wonderful 250th birthday celebration for our country on July 4th. I have to say that the city of Bangor really knocked that out of the park. It was a wonderful day. We had a great parade with so many veterans who were there.
Yeah, you got to MC the parade this year.
I did, and we had what was great to me. It's always the most poignant to see the veterans go by. You know, you really do get sort of overwhelmed by the moment of seeing the people who fought those battles, and they're the reason why we're all standing here today, able to do what we're doing.
Right.
And so one of the first folks that came by was the oldest World War II veteran, I believe, in the state of Maine, and he was 102 years old.
Yeah.
And then you had, you know, lineup after lineup of veterans from various wars, and it's just, it was poignant to watch them go by. The parade itself, unprecedented attendance, unprecedented participation, and so we've had that milestone this summer, and now we have, you know, the wonderful boat races, and then the crate races are coming up. So, like, I feel like summer is hitting a little bit different this year.
You got to get out and enjoy it too, because it goes by so quick.
So quickly, and then before you know it, we're all shoveling again.
But it's don't want to think about that.
It's way too early to think. We have pumpkin spice season to get.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a whole thing now.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah, the debate over pumpkin spice. But
everything
right now,
is pumpkin spice.
We're still mired in summer drinks.
Yeah.
And summer fun.
Again, I haven't had my first summer lobster yet, so.
I find that surprising.
I know.
For
Usually
you,
by
Mr.
now
Wilson.
I've had it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just kind of the way it worked out this year so far. So.
No, today seems like the right day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right.
The day is still young.
The day is still young, actually. It is.
10 boats in this race. We're gonna have 10 boats in this, so this is like the most packed so far. This is all the winners from earlier. Okay.
So get ready for some serious jockeying.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Yes, for sure. And it looks like they're mostly lined up. There might be one or two still straightening out.
You know, these people come from all over different towns, and there's competition out there on the water.
For sure.
And they want to, between the different zones and this sort of thing. And this just kind of takes it to a different level.
For sure.
I mean, I think it's friendly. It's friendly competition, but at the same time.
Today might be one of the few days where it is friendly.
Yeah. They want to win, though.
Right,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. This one should be good. As we heard earlier, they just got to get them all lined up, which is got to be a thing in itself.
That's challenging.
You know, with the waves and everything pushing everybody around.
I don't know if you've ever watched in the Summer Olympics when they show the crew races.
Yeah.
It's actually stake boats that hold the boats in place.
Oh,
so
really?
you have, however many, so generally 6 lanes, so 6 different small platforms with a single person laying on the platform, and they literally hang over the side.
Just to hold the boat.
And you have folks line up. They literally lock and load. So you have folks reverse into the stake boat, and as soon as the stake boat person gets a hold of your hull, you're locked on and ready to go. And the stake boaters are looking side by side to see that everybody's perfectly lined up. No one has a quarter of an inch on anyone else, and so you'll see adjustments being made. And then you hear ready all, and then a start gun, and then you see all the stake boaters go like this so that your hands don't get ripped when the boat takes off, because those 8 rowers or 4 rowers or single rower, they are ready to rip at that first gun.
A lot of power too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I never knew how they did that.
So I actually...
you did that.
I have stake boated. That was a cool experience in and of itself, was watching folks, lock into that stake boat, and you can see all their faces getting game zone.
Jeez, I'm learning things about you all the time. I didn't know. You're an interesting lady.
We need to work together more.
Yeah, we don't see each other too much.
We don't. But this was a great day to share. It looks like they're kind of lined up, so hopefully they're going to be taking off soon.
Yeah, any second now. We got a little movement out there. They got to get there. Yeah.
What was that? We have stragglers?
A couple of stragglers joining the race there.
You have to think that starting line gets to be tight quarters depending on how many racers are out there.
Yeah.
So.
And once they hit the throttle too,
different speeds. You got to have your steering cap on. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all different makes and models and different horsepower. So some of them are going to zoom right out really quick, and others will be behind. So.
Yeah.
But it should. We're going to find out who was fastest today, though.
Boy, we sure are. Let's see if the free-for-all lives up to its name.
This is the Andrew Gove Memorial Cup.
We're up to the cup? This is a cup race. Okay.
And this will be the fastest working lobster boat.
So let's remember that every
Is this Andrew Gove? Okay. Okay.
That's why I thought
we're
yeah.
right. Okay, I'm back on track. This is the diesel free-for-all,
Yep.
then the Andy Gove Memorial Race.
Jeff and Karen, all the Lobster, the Lobster Boat Race Committee, Billings Diesel. It's just an endless list. I don't want to miss anyone, so thank you very much, and all the sponsors. Gary and Jeff have got a great job, thanks.
I think they're having a good time out there.
I'm sure we've got more people we want to thank as well, especially the guys that dumped the big money down for the grand prizes here today.
Kind of listening to the radio as they're putting this all together. And
Yeah.
they take a lot of pride and puts a lot of work into this thing.
Yeah, it's all heart. It all comes down to heart.
I think they did a good job today.
Oh yeah, I hope folks at home have enjoyed this, this glimpse of Down East, and maybe it'll inspire folks to get out to some of the other races and take a look firsthand.
11 boats in this one.
Wowzers.
And on my turn, guys. You're looking good. Let them come when you're ready.
Shout out to Jeff and Karen Eaton, major organizers for this race today, and they are off, and oh my gosh, look at this packed field.
That's quite a sight, huh?
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see who's pulling ahead.
It gets a little tight in there, too.
It sure does.
Oh, they're going to have to do a restart.
Oh, goodness.
I think that's Jeff Eaton we're hearing on the radio
It doesn't look like they're turning around. It looks like they're going.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear the radio sometimes, I guess, when you're out there.
Oh, you do see a few of the guys turning around out there. They just decided we're going.
Yeah.
That was going to be perfect, too.
Yeah, that was perfect.
That was dead on. That was awesome.
Yeah, they should.
Now they're going to have to all go back.
The question is, do you let the wake settle before
Right.
you try and go off again?
Right.
Wave's going to come over and do it if there's room.
I think they had some sort of a starting boat that they had to stay behind when they have so many boats like that.
Sure.
And some of them weren't quite where they should have been.
Gotcha.
So they're going to turn them around.
Guys, let me raise the flag. You've done this before. Some of the boats need to keep up. Yeah, we got to restart, guys. You guys want to get down there? We got to restart.
Get him to hold the flag right up as high as he can. I'm sure the guys on the other end of the track have a little harder job seeing him.
Need taller flag.
To take a step inside a lobster boat is to take a step outside the familiar, but it leads to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and a lifelong memory. which is exactly the goal of Captain Paula.
It's such a beautiful area, and I really want them to understand what Maine is all about.
And what better way to figure that out than spending over an hour aboard a lobster boat, traversing through Stonington Harbor.
I'm going to give them an opportunity to experience something that they're never going to experience again.
That opportunity is provided by Paula Maxim, who before becoming the operator of Captain Paula's lobster boat tours, grew up on a Central Maine potato farm and spent 32 years as a teacher at Bangor's Cohen School.
I love being on the water.
So much so that 10 years ago, she got her captain's license through the U.S. Coast Guard.
And then that allowed me to have the license to take tours.
Then, in 2019, she retired as a teacher in a school and became a full-time teacher of Stonington in the lobster industry.
And those were built by the stonemasons.
Aboard her new classroom in Eastern 24, named Extra Credit.
And that's because as a school teacher, I never gave extra credit. But personally, I gave myself extra credit.
She leaves the town's public landing, where a couple eager guests learn a thing or two about a town.
This little small place.
Home to the largest catch of lobster in Maine.
We talk about the history of Stonington and the stonemasons and the architecture. We also talk about the different lobster buyers and how each lobster buyer is unique and how they pay.
She'll also show guests a thing or two, including the Mark Island Lighthouse and a colony of seals.
Those seals are a lot bigger than I thought they were. It was great. Paula had binoculars for us so we could see them.
But you don't need binoculars to see Captain Paula haul in 3 of her own lobster traps.
We got a lobster, we got some rock crabs, some regular crabs.
Alongside a free seafood dinner, they also got a free appreciation for one of Maine's cornerstone industries.
People go to the grocery store and pick up a lobster. I don't think they think about what it took to get it there. Unless you go out there, you don't have an appreciation for what they do here.
Lobstermen that's a tough breed, no doubt about it.
From June through September, people all over, from down the road to landlocked states, can still catch Captain Paula teaching wide-eyed students, just now from a classroom with a better view.
I thought the tour was wonderful, and the captain, she's a lovely person, and very interesting that she spent so many years teaching school and got into the lobster business. I thought that was tremendous, and we learned a lot today.
This is a working waterfront. This is their livelihood. So to see what all goes into it is fabulous.
We're small, local, little communities that have a big impact here on the state of Maine.
In Stonington, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Thanks again to Paula for taking us out today. What a neat lady. She's
Yeah.
actually become a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
She when she takes these people out on tours, I think she gives the lobster to the people when they're done, when they catch them.
Yeah.
But not everybody wants them.
Right.
So what do you do with them?
Right.
She keeps them, and she keeps them in some lobster crates, and we have a big party today in the summer.
I love that.
All right, we
got some major action coming up the course now.
This was the big free-for-all race, the diesel free-for-all. And I think they have like 11 or 12 boats out there.
Yeah.
They had a false start the last time, so they're giving it another try.
Most of the boats look fairly sizable, except for this one who's kind of ripping down the lane close to us.
I understand it, the winners from all the various races today, so they're going to find out who is the fastest lobster boat. That little blue one there, I'll tell you.
Don't count them out.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to get myself on one of those next year.
We can probably do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor boat in the very back there just hit all the other boats
All the wake.
I think that's the Christy Michelle, the one I was talking about earlier that I just
that
love.
navy blue one.
It's a beautiful boat.
Yeah, gorgeous boat. Yeah, you can see the navy blue and red. But unfortunately, so much wake. My goodness. Yeah, you can really see them start to suffer and get bounced around quite a bit. And that's very challenging to deal with.
You can take on
for
water
sure.
if you're not careful too.
Right, which is kind of a
get
scary
pretty close.
prospect for sure.
All right, well, we've got a couple of races left. We're getting the next
cup
one.
races now.
The cup races.
Yes.
These are the big ones to wrap up the day. And the Andrew Gove Memorial Cup is coming up next. That is the fastest working lobster boat. We talked about Andy Gove a couple hours ago. He was a local lobsterman here in Stonington. He started lobstering when he was 7 years old.
All right.
Imagine that, working out there on a boat when you're 7 years old. And then he turned it into a career, and he did it up until he was 90 years old, a working lobsterman. But he was known around here for his fast lobster boat.
Right.
It was called Uncle's UFO. I got to go on it once with him.
Yeah.
But that was a fast working lobster boat. And I don't know why he did it, maybe just the thrill, but he got, I guess anybody that gets into racing, you get into it for the speed and the camaraderie and everything else. But here we are many years later, still talking about Andy and all he accomplished all those years.
That's what you call a legacy right there.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Alrighty, folks, so let's hit the rewind button right now. We do have a replay of that last race coming down.
All right, let's take a look. Janessa done? Okay. If she has somebody. All right, well, that was that race. Now we're just waiting for the last couple here. And it will take a little bit. So in the meantime, we just enjoy the scenery and
we do
see what happens next.
It is a gift unto itself. that is for sure. This is one of those places, one of the many places in Maine where you could just go and kind of stare out from wherever you're at and just kind of pass the day.
It's highly recommended too. If you ever get stressed, you know, I guess we all have our little happy places.
Sure.
I'm sure you have yours, but this is mine.
Yeah.
When you come across that green bridge onto Deer Isle, there's nothing you can do about your problems back in the world.
You quite literally leave everything else behind you and go across the causeway.
Yeah. And that's a skill, you know.
Yeah.
You have to you just put your stuff, you can go and just think or not think or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to find your happy place.
Yeah.
Where's your happy place, Beth?
Where's you know?
Do you have one?
I kind of do. Yeah. I have a couple. I have to say, I think we were talking about this earlier. So when I first came to the station, and only a few months in was when I started reporting on the biological opinion and the regulations that they were proposing, and I went to Cutler, Maine.
Cutler's beautiful.
And it was, talk about an extraordinary place. I remember coming down, whatever that main artery is that comes down into Cutler. I forget what the route number is. But I remember coming down and Cutler Harbor was sort of like right on my right side. And it was literally like driving into a snow globe or driving into a postcard. It was the most unbelievable thing I had seen, and I met such wonderful people in Cutler. We talked to a boat maker. We talked to a lobsterman named John Druin, who is a friend of mine to this day, and his son has taken up this trade as well, and so I think they've got at least 4 or 5 generations going in that family, which is a common occurrence, as we talked about. And I have to say I was a little bit hooked at that point. So I would say just that drive down into Cutler Harbor is a happy place for me, for sure. The couple times I've gotten to come out here to Stonington, you don't want to leave,
right?
So
well,
that's
you'll have
beautiful.
to come back sometime when you're not working.
Yeah,
and,
but there's something to be said for our lakes and rivers too.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. We do have Janessa back, and so we're gonna toss to Janessa and see what she has been up to.
She's been on land and on sea today.
She has. She's been everywhere.
All right, so obviously we're not on shore anymore. We're now back on the boat. We have had a literal front row view down here with these last few races that you guys have seen. It feels like it's very wavy right now because we're so close to the wake of those boats going by. I would say there's probably 10 to 15 boats at a time for these past few races. And we've really been having to hold on the boat, stay steady. Our chief photographer, Dave Simpson's been doing a great job delivering you guys shots of this. There's definitely a few more races to go, I believe, but for now we're going to stay right here. We're going to bring you some more shots. I'm enjoying myself. I was a little seasick earlier, I'm not going to lie, but we're doing good now and we're having a great time out here. We will bring you more coverage if there is anything else more that I can tell you guys, but for now we're going to go back to Dave's camera, get some more shots of this race that's lining up right now. All right, we're going to send it over to, I believe, a package, maybe the anchors. Let's send it away.
All right, thank you, Janessa. I think Janessa's having a good time today.
Yeah.
Getting a good taste of everything out here, too.
We all have. It's been a great opportunity for everybody.
All right, we're waiting for one of the last races to line up there. In the meantime, I think we do have a story about, this is a big artist community, too.
Of course. Plenty of inspiration to
think
go around here. Yeah.
You think about the lobstering, but this is where a lot of artists come to do their thing, too.
Sure.
So let's take a look at that story.
There is no mistaking a Jill Hoy painting. Her masterpieces include vibrant colors and breathtaking views of nature from her summertime home in Stonington.
I'm a plein air painter. I work in oil. I work on location, that means. So I just love art. I live for it.
Hoy began summering in Maine when she was 9 years old. These days, she spends 6 months of the year in Stonington, painting and operating her gallery, and the other 6 months of the year living and doing studio work in Massachusetts. She says there's no place she'd rather be than in nature.
When you're outside, you're just plucking moments as they come and hit you. There is constant change in the world. I'm out in nature for hours and hours working on these paintings, and you start to see the color embedded in other colors.
Hoy's paintings are not just in galleries. Her work can be seen in some pretty unexpected places as well.
And I really want people to live and feel art. So I'll put them in the bank, in the library, in the town hall, in the dentist's office. I like captive audiences.
Hoy says Stonington provides her with endless amounts of inspiration.
I love this environment, and it shows in the work, for sure.
In Stonington, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Really no shortage of inspiration for
I was
artists
just going to
around
say,
here.
I look around, I wouldn't know what to paint first. That's if I could paint.
Yeah, it's fun. You got to give it a try.
Yeah,
you
maybe.
You never
We'll
know what
see.
you're going to do. So
Maybe there might be a hidden talent lurking there.
You might bring out something new.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're waiting for this last race. Again, this is the Andy Grove Memorial Cup, and this will be the fastest working lobster boat. I think they're going to have like 6 or 7 boats in this race.
Okay.
And this one could be interesting too.
Yeah.
These are some really fast working lobster boats. And then they get down to the last race, which will be the Jimmy Stevens Cup, and that is the fastest boat
That is just the fastest boat, period.
So
yeah.
we'll see the fastest
we
one.
can only imagine what those engines will sound like.
And there's a couple out here that they just really rip right along.
Yeah,
too.
there's been some great action out here, and all you really need to do is to watch these races to learn a few things of what not to do.
Right, right.
Right.
So, kind of listening in on the radio. As soon as they have some word, we'll pass it on to you.
I always think it's interesting to hear the chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes stuff. Keep them coming. Last I knew, they were waiting for a boat called the Hooligan. So, again.
One can only imagine, right?
Yeah.
Assault weapon, hooligan.
They do get creative.
There's some cheeky folks out there. Yeah.
They get creative with their names. I think that's kind of fun, though, to read all the different names of the boats.
You talked about a boat that you had when you were younger, and what you named your boat.
Well, my boat now is called Dorothy.
Dorothy, right.
And it's named after my grandmother.
Right.
And this isn't like a lobster boat. This is a 1959 Lone Star Cruise Master.
Okay.
And I told this story a million times to other people, but
Bring him down, Phil.
woke up from a nap one day a few years back, and some guy in Kentucky was selling this boat, and I decided I had to have it.
Right.
So the next day I booked a flight to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I went down and I drove back this 21-foot metal boat, and it's been sitting in my dooryard ever since. And I've been fixing it up.
It's a work in progress.
It should be, hopefully to get on the water this spring, or this summer anyway.
Crew boats are also named.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
And so, And as we talked about, there's all different sizes of boats. There's eight-man boats, four-man boats, which are quads or fours, depending on what type of rowing you're doing.
Yep.
And then there's also singles. And so at one point, I raced a single as well. And I named my boat after my great-grandmother, who was the first generation to come to this country.
Oh, neat.
And so my single was named Antonia Agon. And so that was my great-grandmother on my grandmother's side, or my mom's side.
Just a little salute.
And I was so incredibly fortunate to have all of those generations of my family alive at one point. I had great-grandparents, I had grandparents. And so it's always neat to have all of those generations. And I have to say, when I knew I was going to get a single and I was going to race the single, there was never any question about whose name was going to go on it.
Right.
I always knew it was going to be hers because she was always such an inspiration to me and kind of just
how
that.
neat is that?
Yeah,
That's
that
special.
head of our family and the trailblazer in so many ways. And so boat names really are very, very special for many, many ways. Yeah.
Well, that's why a lot of people name them after their kids, their wives, or just somebody special to them. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen in a little bit. Looks like they're getting them lined up.
I have to wonder who Hooligan's named after.
Yeah.
Maybe the owner?
He's not coming.
Oh, I guess Hooligan's not going to make it.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds good. We're just waiting on Dana. He's ready. I'll get him turned around.
As soon as I get Dana turned around, they'll be ready to go.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Let's get Dana turned around. Let's get it going.
They're about ready.
Race number 30 is sponsored by, it's the Andrew Gold Memorial Cup Fastest Working Lobster Boat, sponsored by Coastal Redemption, Malandini's Bar and Grill, also Merlin, Lisa, Cherry, Andy and family. Last race was sponsored by Billings Diesel Marine. Thank you.
About to get underway here.
Okay.
Everybody's out here, Jeff.
You heard them go through the sponsors.
Yeah.
So, you kind of love to be able to give the local businesses the shout out that are helping out and making this happen today. So that's great to hear.
And they're underway. Maybe.
Boat on the track, Jeff.
Well, you can see.
Yeah, maybe they had a false start again, or somebody said it was a problem.
I'll sit around.
I was going to say, it looked for a second like there was wake kicking off two of them, and now you see all three of them kind of hooking a Yui and lining up again.
Yeah.
So false starts do happen.
Still, guys, we got one more race. Get this over with.
It's been a long day of racing for folks out there, that is for sure. We hope you've enjoyed watching it with us and us bringing it to you.
Off the side there, now you should be fine. I can't see the name bit. Just see you stuck out there a little bit.
And you can see right now, you can see a couple of the boats where maybe this false start originated are literally kind of hooking a Yui at this point and lining their noses back up. So hopefully we'll have the Andrew Gove Memorial Cup race for you in just a couple of seconds. Looks like they're all coming to the line.
Boy, I think Andy would be tickled to know that they have a race named after him now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of meaning there. He's like a local hero around here.
I'm sure.
He was cherished.
Marine Patrol, you get that boat into the middle of the track, please. He's always going circling.
So we're not sure. There's a boat in the middle of the course, which is not ideal. So we want to get them out of the way.
We'll get them cleared out.
Yes.
Kind of neat. Listen to this radio. You know exactly what's going on.
And you can see it happening in real time, which is neat too. And so now we're circling again and lining up. It's definitely a delicate process. I think the start seems to be a bit of a delicate process, as it is in many boat races.
Right.
So
And they want to do it right. They want to give everybody a fair chance.
Absolutely. These are the big races. Maybe in the little ones, folks aren't quite as clutchy about it. But you know, in the cup races, I think they're gonna really work to make sure it's even.
All right, looks like they're going. Gotta get everybody off the track.
All right, they look like they're lined up. So let's see this launch.
Patrol's going out. Hold on, you got some kayakers there. They're just going right across the track.
Oh my goodness! You can imagine the folks who were just waiting to kick this off.
Yeah.
See those kayakers and just be like, "What are you doing?"
I think they're going to go stop the kayakers.
Oh yeah, you can see Marine Patrol heading over there right now.
That could be dangerous.
This is not a good time.
Yeah. I think some of the boaters call them speed bumps.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Bad joke, but you know.
It's not a great joke.
It's what it is. Yeah.
But definitely not a good time for them to be coming across the course. That is for sure.
No. Looks like he's got him stopped.
Yep.
Once you get them lined up, you got to kind of get them launched, otherwise they'll start
They'll
drifting.
start
a little
drifting.
bit.
Yeah, that's a
They
problem.
have to do it again.
All right now, Roy.
All right, guys. Put up here, let him come.
Here we go.
See some wake.
There's moving now.
Oh, and they're off. It's crazy. You can see the speed from here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Some fast boats. Again, this will be for the fastest working lobster boat. These guys are out there on the water every day. But today they're racing.
Today they are racing. Yes. They're hauling, just not in the way they
Hauling in a
usually
different
are.
way.
Hauling in a different
Yeah.
way. Yes.
All right.
All right. Okay. And folks, a quick programming note, because I do believe we have one cup race left.
There is one final race.
So when we sign off here from Stonington, we will be rejoining Wimbledon.
Oh, okay. So that's underway right now.
Yes.
Okay. So hang in there. If you're looking for Wimbledon, it'll be on very shortly. We have another race to get through.
In the meantime, there's a little more throwdown here in Stonington. Yes.
Next one coming up is is race number 31. This will be the Jimmy Stevens Cup, and this will be the fastest boat afloat.
So in theory, this race could contain all of the souped up special boats with modifications and Lord knows. And right now we're looking at a replay of the Andrew Gove Memorial Cup, which we just saw come down. And so that's what's on your screen right now. And then we'll have the Jimmy Stevens Cup.
Okay.
I'm sure some of us will come down race with him.
I think they just need a few boats to take part.
Mm-hmm. All right, girl, first place, 48.9. La Bella Vita, second. And I can't make out the name, Janice something is third. I'll get it when he comes alongside.
48 miles an hour?
Thank you.
Yeah, they're getting up there.
That's
That is
pretty
for
fast.
sure. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the top speed is in this race, since this is the fastest boat afloat, and in theory, all the modifications and what have yous are in this round. So I don't know.
Everyone, please stay where you are. We only get one more, and it shouldn't take long.
Run with him, Gary. I don't know who else is going to go down.
I think that's Jeff Eaton. Boy, he's doing a good job out
He
here
sure
today,
is,
organizing
man.
all
There's a
this.
lot to manage out there today on the water,
They got
to
a good
include
crew.
keeping everybody else safe who's out there as well. And so you hear him telling folks to stay off the course, so they've got one more race to come down.
You're still here?
I think they're trying to recruit some people for this last race.
Yeah, but I'm going to pass on this one. Hey, thank you for coming.
Well, it looks like they're going to have a few boats out there anyway.
It
this
sure
last
does.
one.
It sure does.
Okay. This one? Push. All right. Hey, Jeff Eaton, can you hear me? This is Craig Colson.
Down near the rain, Craig. I don't think you'll be able to hear until he stops his boat.
All right, thank you. I'm going to try to interview Jeff. What he's doing. He's a little busy at the moment. How's it going out there? You're live on TV.
That was Jeff getting back to you.
All right, Jeff, how's it going today? You're live on TV.
Things going pretty good, Craig. We're at our last race of the day, the fastest boat afloat.
Is this what you would consider one of the big ones? All right, we're a little in and out with Jeff. Is this what you would consider one of the big races of the day?
This is where all your top boats, your top fastest boats, all gas and diesel, all go against each other here.
Oh boy.
All right. Thank you for that. You guys have done a real good job today. Thanks for your help.
Thank you for coming down and supporting and putting us on the map.
It's our pleasure.
That's the goal.
So.
Thank you, Stonington. Thank you, Stonington Race Committee. Appreciate it. Great race. Thank you. Got your shoe too, Jeff?
No, Blue-Eyed Girl's here. And I see another boat coming. It might be a Janice Elaine.
Hey, good.
They got a couple entries for this last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, no sense hold back now, boys. You're going to be on TV.
Do we want to take a bet on what the top speed is for the fastest boat afloat
I don't know,
race?
that last one was up almost near 50 miles per hour.
Right.
So we'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe 55?
We'll have to put up all the
Maybe
stats on our
60?
website when this is all done, with
Yeah.
all the winners and times and such.
All right. So you can see boats kind of filtering down the course and getting ready to take up position for this last boat, or this last race rather.
And this is just kind of like anyone who wants to take part.
Yeah.
If you're still here and you want to take part, you can do it. So they all different classes and different kinds of motors.
Whatever you've done to your boat,
And we'll see what happens.
bring it on.
Yeah.
Right now, Gary, you've got Little Girl, La Bella Vita, Blue-Eyed Girl, and Janice Elaine here.
That's what I've got written down, 4 boats.
Hey Jeff, you want to prep to go to the sound, talking about what makes a fast boat?
I'm going to place a bet. I'm going to say that the top speed's somewhere around 55 to 58 for this race. What do you think?
I think you have a pretty good guess.
Okay. So we'll see if we fall in that range.
I'll just say, I'll go with 51. How about that? You're going for higher speed.
All right. Well, let's kick it back to that that information that we have from Jeff Eaton about what makes a fast boat. So we had that from him a bit earlier. Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah.
And 1 mile an hour is hard to get. It is. And when you start pushing a boat up around 40 miles per hour, it doesn't sound like it's all that fast, but imagine yourself standing up in the back of a pickup truck going down the road 40 miles an hour. Then it's fast. When you're sitting in the seat hanging on the wheel, it's not that bad. But when you're trying to stand up, yeah, it's different. It's fun.
A lot goes into all the lobster boats here.
It really is
including
amazing.
a lot of love, I think.
Yeah.
You know, they all treat them like they're their baby.
I don't know that you can do this. I don't think that you can be a lobster fisherman if the love isn't at the core of it, because it is so challenging.
Yeah, you got to love what you're doing in order to do it.
On a good day, just with some tough conditions and tough weather, it's challenging.
Looks like the Jimmy Stevens Cup is now underway. This is the last one. And once again, this will be the fastest boat afloat. See who comes in first this time. Again, some people are up to get some prize money today, but it really is about the bragging rights.
Absolutely.
I beat you, buddy.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. I beat you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hear the roar of those engines. Wow. Oh yeah. I'd say that guy just smoked the competition.
I'd say so. Yeah. That was great.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, we saw him race earlier today too.
Right.
You know when he's coming. You can hear him coming.
He's got something under the hood there.
We got one more coming in to kind of wrap it up. Just
Bring up the rear.
We're coming to the races. Please come ashore. We got half prizes. A lot more happening here today.
All right.
And they're wrapping it up. That's the end of the races for this year.
We have a replay of that going right now, folks. Let's take a look.
All right, that is the last race of the day. Boy, this has been a lot of fun.
It sure has. What a great day.
I've learned a lot. I hope we do this next year.
Yeah, I do too. I do
Pretty
too.
neat.
Yeah, I think we brought folks something really unique and just wonderful to see. We hope we inspired folks to maybe come out in person next year. That'd be great. Come say hi to us if you see us here.
Yeah,
That
our
is
thanks
for sure.
to Jeff Eaton and everybody else involved. Boy, they did a good job. There was
sure did.
no problems out there today, and that's a big part of it. They got them through this because this can be dangerous, but they got them no
They
problems
kept everybody
at all.
safe.
And they put on a real good day today. And this is a good way to promote the very important lobster industry too. The town of Stonington. If you didn't get the chance to go today, I recommend that maybe give it a try. Go to one of these other towns over the month ahead and check out the lobster boat race yourself.
We also want to thank our entire crew who helped us put on this show today, because that was no small feat for sure. So for everybody back at our station in Bangor and everybody on site here today who made this happen, we can't thank you enough. What a great day. What a great thing to share with our viewers, and a great day to share with you, Craig.
Nice hanging out with you, my friend. Nice working with you.
All right.
One more thank you, Greenhead Lobster.
Yes.
For letting us be here today. They
Absolutely.
do a good job. come buy some lobster from Greenhead Lobster.
And congrats to all the winners.
All right, let's get out of here. We hope you guys have a great day.
Take care.